My child, stop. Do not treat this like another video playing in the background of your life. If you miss this, you may miss everything that has been quietly lining up for you. I am speaking to you at a crossroads, and what you choose after this moment will shape more than your schedule. It will shape your direction. Listen carefully. Stay with me until the very end. Do not drift. Do not multitask. Something decisive is unfolding here, and you are not here by accident. I am going to confront what you have been avoiding, awaken what has gone numb, and call you into alignment you cannot postpone any longer. If you have ever asked for clarity, this is it. J. What happens next depends on how you respond. My child, I need you to slow your thoughts for a moment and let me speak to you without rushing ahead to the next thing. You did not arrive here by accident, even if it feels ordinary on the surface. I know how your days move. I see how quickly your attention shifts from one responsibility to another, how your mind rarely rests, how you carry concerns that no one else fully understands. You think you chose to read this because of curiosity or habit, but I guided you here more gently than you realize. I have been watching the quiet unrest inside you. I have seen the way you try to distract yourself from deeper questions about your life, your direction, your purpose. You have learned how to function even when your heart feels unsettled. You wake up, you do what needs to be done, you respond to people, you manage expectations. Yet there is a space inside you that has been waiting for something more solid, something steady enough to hold your weight. That is why this moment matters. I am not interrupting you to burden you. I am stepping into your path because I love you too much to let you drift any further without clarity. If you pass this by as just another thought, you may continue in the same cycle that has quietly exhausted you. I am not speaking loudly to scare you. I am speaking closely, like a father who leans in when something important needs to be understood. There are times in your life when a single pause can prevent years of regret. This is one of those times. I want you to feel the seriousness of that without fear. You are not in danger of my anger. You are in danger of missing alignment with what I have been preparing for you. That is very different. I am not here to condemn you for where you have been. I am here because where you are headed can shift right now if you are willing to listen. You have sensed for a while that something in your life needs adjustment. You may not have had the language for it, but you have felt it in quiet moments. When the noise fades and you are left alone with your thoughts, there is a question that surfaces about whether you are truly walking in the direction meant for you. You push it aside because facing it feels overwhelming. You tell yourself you will think about it later. You reassure yourself that everything is fine because nothing appears to be collapsing. Yet you know that surviving is not the same as thriving. I see how you measure your progress by external stability while ignoring the condition of your inner world. You have been strong for so long that you do not always notice how tired your spirit has become. I am not disappointed in you for that. I understand how life shaped those coping habits. But I also see where those habits are leading. If you continue on autopilot, you will slowly move further from the peace you claim to want. That is why I am interrupting you now instead of later. I care too much about your future to remain silent while you drift through another season half awake. There is more available to you than endurance. There is clarity that does not depend on circumstances. There is direction that does not require constant anxiety. I want you to have that. I want you to live with a steadiness that comes from knowing you are aligned with me, not just busy with obligations. This interruption is not random. It is deliberate and protective. You may not see the full picture yet, but I do. I know what doors are ahead. I know what distractions could delay you. I know what compromises might slowly shape your character if left unchecked. So I step in now. I am asking you to stay present in this conversation with me. Do not rush away from it. Let this be the moment you admit that you need guidance beyond your own reasoning. If you lean in instead of pulling back, you will begin to sense that this was never about missing a message. It was about missing alignment with the life I designed for you. My child, stay with me and let me take you deeper into what is unfolding right now. You are not just reading words. You are standing in a moment that carries weight, and I want you to feel that weight without fear. This is not pressure meant to crush you. It is gravity meant to ground you. I am asking you to stop treating your life like something that will eventually make sense on its own. It will not. You have tried that approach. You have tried letting time fix what obedience could have corrected. You have hoped that comfort would bring clarity. It has not. I need you to recognize that this exact moment is not small. It is significant. It is decisive. It is a hinge. One movement of your heart can swing your future in a direction you did not expect. You have been waiting for a loud sign, something dramatic, something impossible to ignore. Instead, I am giving you something quieter and more demanding. I am giving you an invitation that requires your consent. Come closer. Do not stay at the edge of this conversation. Let your guard down. You are not here to collect inspiration and move on. You are here to decide whether you will continue living cautiously disconnected or fully aligned with me. That choice is not abstract. It touches your relationships, your priorities, your private thoughts, your hidden habits. I see how you compartmentalize your spiritual life from your daily decisions. You pray, but you still rely primarily on your own strategy. You hope, but you still brace for disappointment. You want peace, but you still feed anxiety with constant mental rehearsal of worst-case outcomes. Pause right now and acknowledge that pattern. Say it honestly to me. Tell me where you have been half-committed. Do not soften it. I already know. I am not offended by your honesty. I am moved by it. This moment carries weight because it is exposing the quiet divide between what you say you believe and how you actually live. I am not accusing you. I am inviting you. Close that gap. Step into integrity. Align your inner trust with your outer choices. You cannot keep asking me to guide you while you insist on controlling every turn. Release your grip. Breathe slowly. Admit that you are tired of holding everything together by yourself. You have felt the strain in subtle ways. It shows up in your irritability. It appears in your restlessness. It hides behind your productivity. You call it stress. You call it responsibility. But underneath those labels is a deeper truth. You are carrying weight that was never assigned to you. You have taken ownership of outcomes that belong in my hands. That is why this moment is heavier than it seems. You are being offered relief, but relief requires surrender. And surrender feels risky to you because you equate it with weakness. Listen carefully. Trusting me is not passive. It is powerful. It is a deliberate act of courage. It is you saying, I will not let fear dictate my decisions anymore. There is contrast here that you need to see clearly. You can keep managing appearances, or you can cultivate authenticity. You can chase approval, or you can pursue alignment. You can keep moving quickly, or you can move correctly. The difference will shape your entire trajectory. I am not rushing you, but I am merging you. Do not let this be another moment that passes without response. Speak to me. Out loud if you can. Whisper if you must. Tell me you are ready to live integrated instead of divided. Tell me you are willing to let me reorder your priorities. I will not humiliate you. I will not expose you publicly. I will refine you privately. I will adjust your path with precision and patience. But you must give me access. Open the parts of your life you have kept sealed. Invite me into your financial worries, your relational tensions, your unspoken ambitions. Stop filtering your life before bringing it to me. I am not surprised by anything you reveal. I am waiting for your willingness. This is why missing this moment would cost you more than you think. Not because I will withdraw my love, but because you will delay your growth. You will extend a season that could have ended today. I want you steady, not scattered. I want you anchored, not anxious. Let this weight wake you up instead of weighing you down. Choose alignment. Choose surrender. Choose me. My child, I need you to understand something that may feel uncomfortable at first. If you treat this like every other passing thought, you will quietly reinforce the same cycle that has kept you spiritually stalled. I am not threatening you. I am warning you with care. There is a difference. When you repeatedly ignore moments of conviction, your heart does not stay neutral. It adapts. It becomes less responsive. It learns to deflect. Over time, what once stirred you deeply will barely move you at all. I do not want that for you. I want your heart soft, responsive, live. Right now, you feel something. It may not be dramatic, but it is real. It is a gentle pressure in your chest. It is a subtle awareness that I am speaking directly to you. Do not dismiss this sensation as emotion alone. It is an invitation. And invitations are time-sensitive. You have said before that you want change. You have expressed frustration with repeating patterns. Yet when the opportunity for internal correction arrives, you hesitate. You analyze. You delay. You tell yourself you will revisit it when conditions are more favorable. I'm asking you to break that habit right now. Act on what you are sensing. Take one concrete step. Apologize to someone you have avoided. Adjust a boundary that had been unhealthy. Reevaluate a commitment that is draining your integrity. Do not just feel convicted. Respond. I am giving you direction, not just inspiration. You often underestimate how small acts of obedience accumulate into major transformation. You imagine that change must be loud and visible. Most of the time, it begins quietly, in decisions no one else sees. I am urging you to respect this moment enough to move differently after it. If you close this conversation and continue exactly as before, you will reinforce complacency. I do not want complacency to define your spiritual life. I want growth. I want depth. I want maturity forming in you steadily and sincerely. You might wonder why I am speaking with this level of urgency. It is because I see the paths ahead of you more clearly than you do. There are opportunities approaching that require a stronger inner foundation than you currently have. There are relationships that will test your patience. There are responsibilities that will stretch your character. If you ignore this refining process now, you may find yourself overwhelmed later. I am preparing you in advance. That is love, not pressure. You sometimes interpret my correction as restriction. It is protection. When I nudge you to examine your motives, it is because hidden pride will sabotage future success. When I press you to forgive, it is because unresolved resentment will contaminate future intimacy. When I ask you to slow down, it is because unchecked ambition will erode your peace. I am not micromanaging your life. I am cultivating resilience inside you. Missing this moment would not mean I abandon you. It would mean you postpone becoming the version of yourself that can carry the blessings I intend to release. I want you prepared, not surprised. I want you stable, not shaken. So lean into this discomfort. Let it refine you instead of resisting it. Say to me, shape me. Mean it. Do not rush the words. Let them settle in your spirit. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. But you are at a point where passive listening is no longer enough. Engage with me. Cooperate with the work I am doing in you. I am not asking for perfection. I'm asking for participation. If you respond now, sincerely and practically, you will look back on this day and realize it was not dramatic, but it was decisive. And that quiet decision will echo through your future in ways you cannot yet see. My child, I want you to sit with me here, because what I am about to say touches something tender inside you. You have been strong for so long that you no longer recognize how tired you are. You wake up. You move through your responsibilities. You answer messages. You show up for people. And you carry yourself in a way that suggests stability. Yet when the room grows quiet and you are alone with your own thoughts, you feel the weight pressing in. I see that. I see the silent strain behind your steady face. You have convinced yourself that endurance equals health, that pushing through equals maturity, that holding it together equals faith. But endurance without intimacy with me becomes exhaustion. You were never meant to survive on willpower alone. You were designed for connection, for communion, for closeness with me that restores what life drains. I want you to stop pretending with yourself. Admit that you are weary. Say it plainly. I am tired. There is no shame in that confession. There is freedom in it. I am not impressed by how long you can go without rest. I am moved when you choose to lean into me instead of leaning only on yourself. You have been carrying emotional clutter, mental noise, spiritual dryness, and you have normalized it. That normalization is dangerous. It dulls your sensitivity. It numbs your hunger. I am calling you out of that numbness. Not with condemnation, but with clarity. You need renewal. You need recalibration. You need a reset that begins inside, not outside. Come to me honestly. Do not edit your exhaustion. Do not soften your frustration. Bring me the raw truth. I can handle it. I am not overwhelmed by your weakness. I am ready to strengthen you, but you must acknowledge where you are depleted. Stop performing resilience. Start pursuing restoration. Let this be the moment where you choose renewal over routine. You have been telling yourself that things will calm down eventually. You imagine a future season where responsibilities lighten and clarity comes naturally. But life rarely pauses on its own. If you do not intentionally step into rest with me, you will continue cycling through fatigue and brief relief. That is not the life I want for you. I want you steady, not strained. I want you grounded, not gasping. There is a quiet contrast you need to recognize. You can continue running on fumes, or you can refuel your spirit. You can keep patching the cracks, or you can let me rebuild the foundation. You can settle for surface-level stability, or you can pursue deep-rooted peace. I am inviting you into something more sustainable. Stop measuring your health by productivity. Measure it by peace. Pause today. Create space. Turn off the noise that keeps you distracted. Sit with me without agenda. Do not rush the time. Let it stretch you. Let it settle. Let it soften you. I will meet you there. I will restore clarity where confusion has lingered. I will strengthen resolve where doubt has crept in. I will breathe life into parts of you that feel worn thin. But you must come willingly. You must choose stillness over constant stimulation. This is not about retreating from responsibility. It is about returning to your source. You cannot pour out indefinitely without being filled. I am your filling place. I am your anchor when everything feels unstable. Let me carry what has been pressing on you. Hand it over deliberately. Name the fears. Name the pressures. Release them into my care. You do not have to collapse to admit you need support. Come now. Sit with me. Allow me to renew you from the inside out. If you do, you will not just function better. You will live freer. My child, I want to speak gently here because this is delicate. There was a time when your awareness of me felt closer, more immediate. You sensed my presence without effort. You spoke to me with simplicity. Over time, the urgency of daily life grew louder. Responsibilities multiplied. Disappointments accumulated. You did not consciously decide to step back from me. The distance formed gradually, almost invisibly. You adjusted to the noise. You adapted to busyness. You began prioritizing efficiency over intimacy. That shift did not feel dramatic. It felt practical. Yet slowly, your inner life became thinner. You still believe in me. You still identify as mine. But your reliance has become partial instead of central. I am not saying this to shame you. I am revealing it so you can recognize it. Drift rarely announces itself. It happens in small compromises. A hearing prayer. A postponed reflection. A decision made without seeking my guidance. Over time, those small adjustments reshape your trajectory. I see how you justify. You tell yourself that you will return to deeper connection once things settle. You promise yourself that you will prioritize spiritual growth when you feel less overwhelmed. But you know the pattern. The calm you wait for never fully arrives. And so the distance becomes normal. I am not angry about that. I am concerned for you. Because when you drift, you do not lose my love. You lose your clarity. You lose your sensitivity. You lose the steady awareness that anchors you when challenges arise. I am inviting you back into closeness. Not out of obligation, out of desire. I miss your unfiltered conversations. I miss your spontaneous gratitude. I miss the way you once leaned into me without hesitation. Come back to that simplicity. Do not overcomplicate this. Begin again. Right now. Speak to me as you are. Drop the formalities. Drop the performance. Just talk to me. You may feel hesitant because you think distance has created awkwardness. It has not. I have been near the entire time. The drift was in your awareness, not in my presence. I never stepped away. I never reduced my attention toward you. You stepped into distraction, not into abandonment. That distinction matters. You do not need to earn your way back. You need to turn your attention back. Shift your focus. Recenter your priorities. Invite me into your day deliberately. Before making decisions, pause and ask for my insight. When emotions rise, bring them to me immediately instead of processing alone. When gratitude surfaces, express it instead of rushing past it. Build intimacy through consistency, not intensity. You do not need dramatic spiritual experiences to feel close again. You need daily connection. I want your everyday thoughts, not just your emergency prayers. I want your ordinary moments, not just your crises. Rebuild rhythm with me. Create space in your schedule that is non-negotiable. Protect it. Guard it. Treat it as sacred. The drift will reverse gradually, just as it formed gradually. Be patient with yourself. But be intentional. Do not assume closeness will restore itself without effort. Choose me repeatedly. Choose conversation. Choose reflection. Choose obedience in small things. As you do, you will sense the distance fading. You will feel steadiness returning. You will notice clarity increasing. This is not about guilt. It is about growth. I am not confronting you to accuse you. I am inviting you to realign. Come closer. Stay close. Do not let the noise of life pull you away again. If you respond now, the quiet drift that once led you outward will be replaced by a deliberate return inward, where I have been waiting patiently all along. My child, I want you to lean in closely because this is where you tend to negotiate with yourself. You have developed a quiet habit of delay. You tell yourself that you will fully surrender when circumstances are better, when your schedule is lighter, when your emotions are steadier. You convince yourself that a small postponement will not matter. But I need you to understand something clearly. Delay is rarely neutral. It shapes you. It trains your heart to hesitate when I call. It builds a pattern of partial obedience. And partial obedience keeps you suspended between progress and stagnation. I am not confronting you to expose you. I am guiding you because I see where that pattern leads. You think you are buying time. In reality, you are extending uncertainty. You are prolonging inner tension. You are reinforcing fear's quiet influence over your decisions. Consider the contrast honestly. When you respond quickly to my prompting, you feel light, aligned, steady. When you hesitate, you feel restless, distracted, unsettled. A difference is not coincidence. It is feedback. Your spirit recognizes alignment. Your conscience recognizes resistance. I am asking you to stop postponing what you already know is right. If you need to have a difficult conversation, schedule it. If you need to adjust a habit, begin today. If you need to forgive, choose it now instead of rehearsing the offense again. Do not wait for the perfect emotional state. Act in faith, not in comfort. I know you prefer certainty before movement. But trust grows through action, not analysis alone. You have analyzed enough. You have processed enough. Now move. Take one deliberate step toward obedience. Speak to me directly and say, I will not delay anymore. Mean it. Let it settle in your heart. The longer you wait, the more normal hesitation becomes. And I do not want hesitation to define your spiritual rhythm. I want responsiveness to define you. I want to adjust. That responsiveness will protect you in future seasons when decisions carry greater weight. Train your heart now while the stakes are manageable. This moment is not dramatic, but it is formative. What you choose today becomes the pattern you follow tomorrow. You may wonder why I emphasize this so firmly. It is because I see the doors ahead of you. There are opportunities approaching that require a confident spirit, not a cautious one. There are responsibilities forming that demand integrity without delay. If you continue practicing hesitation, you will shrink back when courage is needed. I do not want you shrinking. I want you standing steady, decisive, grounded in trust. Delay often disguises itself as prudence. But sometimes what you call prudence is simply fear wearing a respectable name. Examine your motives honestly. Ask yourself where fear hath been influencing your pace. Invite me into that evaluation. I will not shame you. I will illuminate truth gently. Then act on what you see. Do not let another week pass with unresolved conviction. Resolve it. Do not let another month pass with quiet compromise. Greg did. I am not demanding perfection. I am inviting participation. You say you want breakthrough. Breakthrough is built on obedience in ordinary moments. You say you want clarity. Clarity grows when you respond instead of retreat. There is a simple acronym that can guide you here. ACT. Acknowledge the prompting. Choose obedience. Trust the outcome to me. Keep it practical. Keep it personal. Do not overcomplicate it. I am not asking you to overhaul your entire life overnight. I am asking you to stop deferring the small steps that lead to transformation. Imagine the relief you will feel when you are no longer carrying unresolved conviction. Imagine the steadiness that will form when you act instead of avoid. That future begins with this present choice. Step forward. Do not linger. I am with you in the movement. I am strengthening you as you respond. Let today be the day you break the habit of delay and build the habit of decisive trust. My child, there are seasons when life feels predictable, and there are seasons when something deeper shifts beneath the surface. You are in one of those shifting seasons. It may not look dramatic externally, but internally you are at a crossroads. I need you to recognize that. The crossroad is not always marked by chaos. Sometimes it is marked by quiet awareness that you cannot continue exactly as you have been. You sense it in subtle ways. You feel less satisfied with shallow routines. You feel less comfortable with compromise. You notice a growing hunger for something more grounded, more anchored, more authentic. That awareness is not random. It is the signal that you are being invited into a new level of alignment. At crossroads, standing still is still a choice. Drifting is still a direction. I want you to choose intentionally. Do not slide into the familiar simply because it is comfortable. Evaluate your current path honestly. Is it shaping you into the person you desire to become? Is it strengthening your character? Is it deepening your trust in me? If the answer is uncertain, then do not ignore that uncertainty. Sit with it. Bring it to me. Speak openly about what feels misaligned. I am not threatened by your questions. I welcome them. I want you engaged, not passive. A crossroads requires decision. It does not require panic. Slow your breathing. Clear your mind. Invite me into your evaluation. There is contrast before you. One path leads to continued self-reliance masked as independence. The other leads to surrendered strength rooted in trust. Both will require effort. Only one will bring peace. Choose carefully. Do not let habit decide for you. Do not let fear steer you. Make the decision consciously, prayerfully, deliberately. I am guiding you toward maturity, not merely comfort. You may feel the tension of this moment because crossroads expose priorities. They reveal what you truly value. You say you value growth. This is the moment to prove it. You say you value integrity. This is the moment to align your actions with your convictions. I am not presenting you with an ultimatum. I am offering you opportunity. There is something powerful about choosing alignment before crisis forces it. When you respond willingly, growth feels cooperative rather than corrective. I would rather lead you through invitation than through consequence. So consider your relationships. Are they pulling you closer to your purpose or distracting you from it? Consider your habits. Are they strengthening discipline or feeding distraction? Consider your thought patterns. Are they rooted in faith or fueled by fear? I want you to conduct this evaluation with courage. Write it down if necessary. Be specific. Do not generalize. When you identify areas that need adjustment, act. Make one clear decision that reflects alignment. Cancel what needs canceling. Commit to what needs commitment. Have the conversation you have postponed. Establish the boundary you have avoided. Take responsibility for your direction. I am not micromanaging you. I am empowering you. A crossroads is not a threat. It is a privilege. It means you are aware enough to choose differently. Many drift for years without realizing they are drifting. You are aware. That awareness is grace. Do not waste it. Step into maturity. Step into alignment. Step into trust. When you choose intentionally, you will feel a shift immediately. There will be a quiet confidence forming inside you. A confidence that I come from control. It comes from clarity. And clarity grows when you decide to walk with me deliberately instead of wandering unconsciously. You are not stuck. You are positioned. Make your choice wisely. I am ready to walk the aligned path with you. You stand at a crossroads, and this choice is not only about your path, but about the paths of many who are still wandering in darkness. As you choose alignment, I invite you to sow into the work that carries my voice to those who are desperate to hear it. Every seed you release through super thanks, membership, or your PayPal offering, the PayPal link is in the video description, becomes oil in the lamp, keeping this light burning for souls on the edge of surrender. Have I not said to you, give, and it shall be given back to you? Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. I am breathing on the seeds planted in obedience right now. When you support this mission, you are not funding content, you are fueling harvest. This is a divine appointment, not a casual moment. Step into maturity, sow deliberately, and give now. My child, let us talk about the fear you rarely name out loud. You speak about being cautious. You describe yourself as thoughtful, measured, careful. And there is wisdom in being thoughtful. But beneath that layer of caution, there is something deeper that has been quietly influencing your decisions. It is fear. Not dramatic fear that makes you panic. Not loud fear that stops you in your tracks. It is subtle fear. It is the fear of losing control. It is the fear of being exposed. It is the fear of stepping fully into trust and discovering that you might have to change more than you anticipated. I see it clearly. You hesitate when I prompt you toward deeper surrender because surrender feels uncertain. You prefer calculated steps, outcomes you can anticipate, conversations you can rehearse in advance. Yet faith rarely unfolds according to your calculations. Faith asks you to move before you have every answer. That is where you resist. You want assurance before obedience. You want clarity before commitment. But I am asking you to reverse that order. Choose obedience, and clarity will follow. Step forward, and direction will unfold. You do not need to conquer fear in one dramatic act. You need to confront it honestly. Admit where fear has been shaping your pace. Admit where it has kept you from bold decisions. Say it to me directly. I am afraid of what might happen if I truly let go. Do not mask it with spiritual language. Speak plainly. I am not disappointed in your fear. I am concerned about its quiet influence. If you let fear dictate your boundaries, your future will shrink. If you let trust shape your boundaries, your future will expand. That contrast matters more than you realize. I am inviting you to examine your motives. When you say no to something I prompt, ask yourself whether that no is rooted in wisdom or in worry. When you delay action, ask whether it is patience or avoidance. Be honest. You cannot overcome what you refuse to name. I am not pressuring you to become reckless. I am calling you to become courageous. Courage does not mean you feel no fear. It means you choose movement despite it. Take a small step today that stretches your comfort. Speak truth where you have stayed silent. Make a decision aligned with integrity rather than approval. Do not wait for your emotions to feel calm. Act in trust. I will steady you as you move. You must understand that fear often disguises itself in reasonable language. It tells you that you are being prudent. It convinces you that waiting is wise. It whispers that protecting yourself is maturity. But sometimes what you call protection is simply self-preservation at the cost of growth. I do not want you living small because you are afraid of being stretched. You were not designed for a cramped life. You were born for courage, for clarity, and for commitment. There is something within you that longs to step out more boldly, and that longing is not reckless ambition. It is the part of you that recognizes you were made for more than maintenance. I want you to lean into that longing instead of suppressing it. Imagine what your life would look like if fear no longer held the steering wheel. Imagine the decisions you would make if you trusted that I am with you in every outcome. That vision is not fantasy. It is possible, but it requires your cooperation. Replace the inner narrative that says, "What if this fails?" with a stronger question, "What if this aligns?" Let that shift guide you. I am not asking you to abandon wisdom. I am asking you to separate wisdom from worry. When you feel hesitation, bring it to me immediately instead of letting it linger unchecked. Ask me for discernment. Ask me for courage. And move. Each act of courageous obedience weakens fear's grip. Each decision rooted in trust strengthens your confidence. This is not about dramatic leaps. It is about consistent bravery in everyday choices. You can do this. Not because you are naturally fearless, but because you are not alone. I am strengthening you internally even as you step externally. Do not let fear quietly decide your future. Confront it. Challenge it. Choose trust instead. You will discover that what once felt intimidating becomes manageable when you move with me rather than hiding behind caution. My child, I want to speak directly to the way you manage your life. You plan carefully. You anticipate risks. You rehearse conversations before they happen. You analyze possibilities in advance. These habits have helped you survive difficult seasons. They have given you a sense of security when circumstances felt unpredictable. But there is a fine line between responsible planning and relentless control. You have crossed that line more often than you realize. You tell yourself that if you can just think through every scenario, you will prevent pain. If you can manage every detail, you will avoid disappointment. Yet despite all your preparation, life still surprises you. People still make unexpected choices. Opportunities still shift. Outcomes still defy your projections. And when they do, you feel shaken because control was your anchor. I want you to see the illusion clearly. Control is not the same as security. It gives you the appearance of stability, but it cannot guarantee peace. You have been carrying mental weight that was never assigned to you. You take responsibility for outcomes that belong to me. You worry about future conversations that have not occurred. You replay past interactions as if you could edit them retroactively. That constant mental activity exhausts you. Release it. Do not cling to the illusion that you must orchestrate everything perfectly. You are not the architect of every detail. I am. You had a role. It is faithfulness, not control. Do your part with integrity, and then trust me with the rest. When you notice yourself overthinking, pause intentionally. Take a slow breath. Say quietly, "I do not need to control this." Let that statement settle. Your mind may resist. It may insist on continuing its calculations. Interrupt the pattern. Redirect your thoughts toward trust. You cannot plan your way into peace. Peace grows when you surrender what you cannot manage. You might fear that releasing control will lead to chaos. That fear is understandable. Control has felt like your shield. But consider the contrast carefully. When you cling tightly to control, your shoulders tense, your sleep suffers, your patience shortens. When you loosen your grip and entrust outcomes to me, your body relaxes, your thoughts quiet, your interactions soften. That shift is not imaginary. It reflects alignment. I am not asking you to abandon responsibility. I am asking you to redefine it. Your responsibility is obedience, honesty, effort, and trust. The results are mine. When you overstep into result management, you absorb stress that was never yours to carry. Step back. Stay in your lane. Act with integrity. Then release the outcome deliberately. You may need to practice this daily. That is fine. Growth often requires repetition, but not mechanical repetition. Intentional repetition. Each time anxiety rises, hand it over. Each time you feel compelled to micromanage, choose restraint. Each time you are tempted to predict disaster, counter that thought with trust. You are not surrendering to randomness. You are surrendering to me. There is security in that surrender. You will not lose your ambition. You will refine it. You will not lose your initiative. You will purify it. When control loosens, clarity increases. When control relaxes, resilience strengthens. Imagine how much mental space will free up when you stop carrying what was never assigned to you. Imagine how much peace will grow when you stop rehearsing disasters that may never occur. This is not theoretical. It is practical. Start today. Identify one situation you have been overmanaging. Consciously release it to me. Pray over it. Then refuse to obsess over it. Redirect your energy toward what you can influence constructively. You will feel lighter. You will think clearer. You will respond rather than react. That shift marks maturity. You are not losing power by surrendering control. You are gaining stability by aligning with my authority. Let go. Trust me. Watch what steadiness begins to form within you when you stop trying to hold the entire world together by yourself. My child, I want you to consider something that may stretch your perspective. There are blessings in your future that you cannot yet see, not because they do not exist, but because your current position does not allow the full view. You often measure progress by visible evidence. You look for open doors, confirmed opportunities, immediate results. When those signs are absent, you assume nothing is happening. That assumption has discouraged you more than you realize. I need you to understand that much of what I prepare for you develops out of sight. Seeds do not sprout the same day they are planted. Foundations are poured before structures rise. Quiet preparation often feels like delay, but it is deliberate. You have mistaken hidden work for inactivity. I have been arranging connections, redirecting paths, closing doors that would have led you into unnecessary strain. You interpreted some of those closed doors as rejection. In truth, they were redirection. If I had granted certain requests when you first asked, you would have stepped into environments that would have drained you rather than developed you. Trust that my restraint has been protective. I want you to shift your internal narrative. Instead of asking, "Why is nothing happening?" begin asking, "What is being prepared?" That subtle shift changes your posture from frustration to expectation. Expectation does not mean entitlement. It means confidence in my timing. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. But positioning requires patience. I know patience feels passive to you. It is not. It is active trust. It is you choosing to remain steady even when external signs are minimal. Do not rush ahead of my pace. Do not try to force doors open through sheer determination. Let me orchestrate timing. When the right moment arrives, movement will feel aligned rather than strained. Stay faithful in small responsibilities. Refine your character. Strengthen your discipline. Deepen your prayer life. These internal developments are not secondary. They are foundational. When the blessing manifests, You will need the maturity you are building now. So do not despise this season. Engage it. Ask me what I am shaping in you. Cooperate with it shaping. Your future is not stalled. It is for me. You sometimes assume that blessing equals ease. That is not always the case. True blessing aligns you with purpose, and purpose often stretches you. What I prepare for you may demand more courage, more discipline, more integrity than you currently exercise. That is why preparation matters. Imagine receiving a platform without humility. Imagine gaining influence without self-control. Those scenarios would damage you. I refuse to grant you what would ultimately harm you. That is love, not limitation. When you feel impatience rising, bring it to me immediately. Do not let it fester into resentment. Speak honestly. Tell me where you feel overlooked. I will remind you of what is quietly unfolding. Here is an acronym I want you to hold on to during this season. Grow. Ground yourself in gratitude. Refine your character daily. Obey in small matters. Wait with trust. Keep it simple. Keep it practical. Do not romanticize the future while neglecting the present. What you do today prepares you for what arrives tomorrow. If you invest fully in your current season, you will step into the next one without scrambling to catch up. I am not withholding good from you. I am aligning good with readiness. That alignment takes time. Resist the urge to compare your timeline with others. Their path is not yours. Your preparation is tailored. Your calling is specific. Focus on your development. Let me handle the release. When the blessing emerges, it will not feel like a random stroke of luck. It will feel like fulfillment. Stay steady. Stay teachable. Stay close to me. The blessing you cannot see is not distant. It is developing. Trust the process. Engage the preparation. Refuse to let impatience distort your perspective. What I am building for you will be worth the wait. My child, there have been moments recently when you felt a subtle nudge in your spirit and almost dismissed it. A thought surfaced encouraging you to do something. A conviction arose about a habit. A gentle prompting urged you toward a conversation you have avoided. You felt it, and then you nearly brushed it aside. I want you to recognize that voice more clearly. It was not random. It was not merely your imagination. It was me guiding you quietly. I do not always shout. Often I speak in impressions, in inner clarity, in subtle conviction. You are learning to discern that difference. When you sense that internal prompting, do not ignore it simply because it is not dramatic. The quiet voice often carries precise direction. Reflect on the last time you felt that inner check. What was I guiding you toward? Where did you hesitate? Examine that gently. I am not condemning you for hesitation. I am inviting you to sharpen your responsiveness. The more you respond promptly, the clearer my guidance becomes. The more you override it, the fainter it feels. This is not because I withdraw. It is because your sensitivity dulled when you repeatedly resist. Guard your sensitivity. Protect it. When you sense alignment, move. When you sense misalignment, adjust. Do not rationalize away conviction. Do not label it as overthinking. Sit with it. Pray through it. If peace follows obedience, you have confirmation. If unrest lingers after ignoring it, that is feedback. Learn from that pattern. I am cultivating discernment within you. Discernment grows through practice. Practice listening. Practice responding. Practice trusting that I am involved in details, not just major life decisions. I care about your tone in conversations. I care about your integrity in private moments. I care about your attitude in ordinary tasks. Invite me into those details. The voice you almost ignored was an opportunity for growth. Do not waste the next one. You may fear misinterpreting my guidance. That fear can make you hesitant. Let me reassure you. I am patient with your learning process. If you sincerely seek my direction, I will guide you faithfully. You are not expected to navigate this perfectly. You are expected to remain attentive. There is a contrast you need to internalize. You can live reactively, responding only to external pressures, or you can live responsively, attuned to internal guidance. Reactive living keeps you constantly adjusting to circumstances. Responsive living anchors you in conviction before circumstances shift. I want you anchored. Develop a habit of checking in with me before acting impulsively. Pause when emotions surge. Ask for clarity. Then move in alignment with peace rather than pressure. You will make mistakes occasionally. That is part of growth. But you will also gain confidence as you notice how faithfully I direct you. The voice you almost ignored is evidence that I am engaged in your journey. Do not treat that engagement lightly. Value it. Cultivate it. Strengthen it. Set aside time daily to listen intentionally. Silence external noise. Create margin. When you listen regularly, guidance feels less sudden and more natural. It becomes part of your rhythm. I am not distant. I am involved. I am not silent. I am speaking in ways that require attentiveness. Choose attentiveness. Lean in when you sense conviction rather than retreating. Act on small promptings. As you do, your trust will deepen. Your confidence will stabilize. Your direction will clarify. The voice you almost ignored could become the compass you consistently follow. Do not miss that gift. Respond to it. Walk with it. Let it guide you into the alignment you have been seeking. My child, I want you to slow your breathing and let this settle deep inside you. Timing is not something you control as easily as you think. You watch the clock. You measure years. You compare your pace with others. You quietly calculate whether you are ahead or behind. But I measure differently. I measure readiness. I measure alignment. I measure the quiet maturity forming in your character. There are moments when heaven leans in close, when decisions carry more weight than usual, when a simple yes from you opens a door that has been waiting for your agreement. This is one of those moments. You feel it in your spirit even if you cannot fully explain it. There is a sense of urgency, not chaotic urgency, but purposeful urgency. Do not ignore that. Do not brush it off as emotion. Recognize it as alignment knocking at your heart. I am not rushing you recklessly. I am inviting you decisively. Spiritual timing is not about panic. It is about precision. When you move with me at the right moment, things unfold with clarity rather than confusion. When you move ahead of me, you strain. When you lag behind, you stagnate. There is contrast here that I want you to see clearly. Movement and alignment brings peace. Movement and impulse brings pressure. Delay and fear brings regret. I am guiding you toward the first path. Trust my pace, but also respond when I prompt. There is a balance between patience and participation. You have leaned heavily into patience, sometimes using it as a shield for hesitation. I am asking you now to step into participation. If there is something I have been stirring in your heart, act on it. Make the call. Send the message. Begin the discipline. Have the conversation. Do not overcomplicate this. Spiritual timing often reveals itself in simple obedience. You do not need a dramatic sign. You need a willing heart. Right now, Choose willingness. Speak to me honestly. Tell me you are ready to move when I say move. Tell me you are ready to pause when I say pause. That posture will protect you from rushing and from retreating. I am not playing with your life. I am positioning it carefully. But positioning requires your agreement. Give me that agreement consciously. You must also understand that missed timing does not mean missed love. I do not withdraw affection because you hesitated before. But missed timing can mean missed opportunity. I do not want you living in regret because you ignored subtle prompting. There are seasons that open and close quietly. Conversations that could heal if addressed promptly but harden if avoided too long. Habits that can be corrected easily now but become deeply rooted if postponed. Pay attention to these windows. They are not always loud. They are often subtle. When you sense that something is shifting inside you, lean into it rather than resisting it. Ask yourself, is this my moment to move? Then ask me directly. I will confirm with peace, not pressure. Develop sensitivity to that confirmation. It may not feel dramatic, but it will feel steady. I want you responsive, not reactive. Responsive means you are attentive and deliberate. Reactive means you are driven by emotion or fear. Choose responsiveness. If you sense that a season is changing, cooperate with that shift. Do not cling to what is familiar simply because it is comfortable. Growth requires transitions, and transitions require courage. I am with you in the transition. You are not stepping into unknown territory alone. I am already there. When timing aligns and you move in step with me, you will notice a difference. There will be clarity instead of confusion. There will be momentum without frantic effort. There will be a quiet confidence forming inside you. That is how you know you are walking in sync with me. Do not miss this moment by overthinking it. Engage it. Participate in it. Step forward when I prompt. Rest when I instruct. Trust the rhythm I establish. Spiritual timing is not mysterious when you are attentive. It becomes a partnership between your obedience and my orchestration. Choose that partnership now. My child, I want to speak candidly because I love you too much to soften what needs clarity. There is a kind of regret that forms slowly. It does not appear overnight. It accumulates through small decisions that seemed insignificant at the time. You look back and realize you ignored nudges, postponed growth, dismissed conviction. And you wonder how different things might have been if you had responded sooner. I am not reminding you of this to shame you. I am warning you because I want to spare you that wait. I see the trajectory of choices before they fully unfold. I see how repeated compromise shapes character. I see how neglected discipline weakens resilience. I see how delayed obedience creates unnecessary detours. You do not always see that clearly. That is why I am speaking firmly now. If you continue ignoring internal conviction, you will harden in subtle ways. If you continue tolerating small compromises, they will become normal. If you continue choosing comfort over growth, you will look back and wish you had been braver. I do not want you carrying that regret. I want you living with confidence that you responded when prompted. This is not about perfection. It is about direction. Have you direction? Where are you heading if nothing changes? Visualize it honestly. If you maintain your current habits, what will your inner life look like in 5 years? If you maintain your current spiritual discipline, will it deepen or decline? These are not abstract questions. They are practical. I am urging you to examine them now while adjustment is still simple. Do not assume you will correct course later. Later has a way of becoming never. Take ownership today. Correct what needs correcting. Strengthen what needs strengthening. Release what needs releasing. You are not powerless. You are positioned to choose differently. Choose wisely. There is also another side to this conversation. Regret is not only about what you did wrong. It is often about what you failed to pursue. Opportunities that required courage. Growth that required discomfort. Intimacy with me that required intentional time. You sometimes regret what you did not attempt more than what you attempted imperfectly. I want you to live boldly enough that your future reflection carries gratitude instead of frustration. That does not mean reckless decisions. It means faithful action. When you sense growth calling you, answer it. When you sense deeper connection with me inviting you, prioritize it. Do not let distraction consume the time meant for development. Your schedule reveals your priorities. Evaluate it honestly. If your days are full but your spirit is thin, something needs recalibration. Make that adjustment now. Do not wait for crisis to force it. I am not threatening you with consequence. I am protecting you from regret. There is a difference. I would rather guide you gently today than correct you painfully tomorrow. To lean into conviction. Ingredient. Invite refinement. Say to me, shape my future by shaping my choices today. Let that be your posture. I want you confident when you look back. I want you able to say, I responded when I was prompted. That kind of peace does not happen by accident. It happens through intentional alignment. You are not too late. You are not beyond course correction. But you are at a point where ignoring this would cost you more than you realize. Do not walk away from this moment unchanged. Let it redirect you. Let it strengthen you. Let it anchor you. I am not trying to frighten you. I am trying to fortify you. Choose the path that will lead to gratitude instead of regret. Choose it now. My child, I need you to hear this clearly because you have misunderstood me before. I am not asking you to become someone else overnight. I am not demanding flawless discipline, endless prayer hours, or dramatic gestures that exhaust you by next week. What I am asking for is far more personal and far more powerful. I am asking for honesty, real honesty, the kind that does not hide behind polished language, the kind that does not pretend to be stronger than it is. Come to me without performance. Sit with me without pretending you have everything sorted out. Drop the script you think I expect and speak as you truly are. You have spent too much time trying to approach me correctly instead of approaching me authentically. I am not grading your words. I am listening to your heart. If you feel confused, say it. If you feel frustrated, admit it. If you feel distant, acknowledge it. Do not sanitize your emotions before bringing them to me. I already see them. I want your transparency more than your perfection. You hesitate because you think I want polished faith. I want present faith. Faith that shows up even when it feels uncertain. Faith that says, I am here, even if I do not understand everything. That is what I am asking for. Be present with me. Not distracted. Not half engaged. Present. Turn off the noise when you sit with me. Put the phone down. Silence the background chatter. Give me your undivided attention for even a few intentional minutes. That focused presence matters more than long distracted rituals. I want your attention. I want your openness. I want your willingness to be shaped. Say it plainly. Shape me. Do not rush those words. Let them settle. I am not here to control you. I am here to refine you. Refinement is not punishment. It is preparation. And preparation requires cooperation. When you cooperate with me, growth feels purposeful rather than painful. When you resist, growth feels forced. Choose cooperation. Invite me into your habits. Invite me into your decisions. Invite me into your thought patterns. You do not need to transform everything in one day. Begin with sincerity. Begin with a decision to stop hiding from me emotionally. That is the starting point. You have also assumed that what I require from you is heavy. That following me means losing joy, losing freedom, losing autonomy. That belief has quietly influenced your hesitation. Let me correct it. What I ask from you is alignment, not loss. Alignment does not shrink your life. It strengthens it. When your choices align with your convictions, there is clarity. When your actions align with your values, there is stability. When your inner life aligns with your outward behavior, there is integrity. I am asking you to align. Look at your daily routine and evaluate it honestly. Does it reflect what you claim to value? If not, adjust it. Remove what distracts you from growth. Add what deepens your discipline. Make small, practical changes. Do not wait for motivation to appear. Act from commitment. You say you want deeper connection with me. Schedule it. Protect it. Treat it as non-negotiable. You say you want stronger character. Practice self-control in the areas where you are weakest. You say you want peace. Stop feeding anxiety with endless overthinking. Replace it with trust-based action. This is not mystical. It is practical. I am not asking for grand displays. I am asking for consistent, sincere, steady steps. That is enough. I will meet you in those steps. I will amplify your effort with grace. But I need your agreement. I need your participation. Do not overcomplicate what I am asking. Be honest. Be present. Be willing. Begin today. Do not postpone this conversation with me. Stay engaged. Let alignment start in small decisions. You will feel the difference. Your spirit will settle. Your thoughts will steady. Your path will clarify. That is what I am asking from you. Nothing theatrical. Nothing exaggerated. Just a surrender, sincere, steady heart. You have heard what I am asking from you. Honesty, presence, willingness. And now I ask you to align your generosity with your conviction. If this word has refined you, then let your gratitude become a seed that multiplies. Through super thanks, through membership, or through a PayPal gift. The PayPal link is in the video description. You extend this river of truth to hearts that are still thirsty. Did I not declare that as you sow beside still waters, your harvest will not fail? When you give, you partner with me in lighting fires in places this voice has not yet reached. This is not loss. This is alignment in action. I see the willing heart, and I promise multiplication, protection, and favor over what you release. Do not hesitate. Cooperate with the stirring in your spirit and act now. My child, there is something you have been carrying that you rarely speak about. It is not always visible to others. It does not always show in your posture or your tone. But I see it clearly. It is the accumulated weight of responsibility mixed with regret. Expectation mixed with insecurity. You carry memories that still sting when you revisit them. You replay conversations you wish had gone differently. You hold on to decisions you question long after the moment has passed. You carry pressure to meet standards that no one explicitly wrote down but that you feel internally. That weight has become familiar to you. Familiar does not mean healthy. You have grown accustomed to mental strain. You think this is simply adulthood. But I need you to understand something. You were never meant to carry every emotional burden alone. You were not designed to process regret in isolation. You were not meant to shoulder every expectation without relief. When you try to carry everything independently, your spirit tightens, your patience thins, your joy fades quietly. I do not want you living in constant internal tension. Bring that weight to me intentionally. Do not generalize it. Name it. Say, this is what I regret. Say, this is what I fear. Say, this is what exhausts me. Lay it down. Visualize placing it in my hands. Do not pick it back up 5 minutes later. Leave it there. You have developed a habit of giving me your burdens temporarily and reclaiming them mentally. Break that pattern. When you surrender something to me, commit to trusting me with it. If intrusive thoughts return, remind yourself that you have already released it. This is not denial. It is discipline. Emotional discipline. Spiritual discipline. You cannot heal what you constantly reopen. Allow me to carry what you cannot fix. You are not weak for needing support. You are wise for seeking it. There is also another dimension to this weight. You have been carrying the expectations of others as if they were divine commands. You measure yourself against standards that shift depending on who you are trying to satisfy. That constant comparison drains you. You were not created to live at the mercy of human approval. Your identity is anchored in me, not in fluctuating opinions. Release the pressure to impress. Release the anxiety of constant evaluation. Focus on integrity rather than image. Ask yourself honestly, am I living aligned with my convictions? If the answer is yes, rest. If the answer is no, adjust. But do not let the endless expectations of others dictate your peace. I see how you overextend yourself to avoid disappointing people. I see how you say yes when you need to say no. That pattern is unsustainable. Set boundaries. Speak truth kindly. Protect your energy. You are not responsible for meeting every demand placed on you. You are responsible for stewarding your strength wisely. When you live under constant pressure to perform, you forget how to simply be present. I want you free from that. Free from the internal narrative that you must earn rest. Free from the belief that your value depends on productivity. Your worth is not measured by output. It is established by identity. Let that settle. You are mine. That is enough. From that place of security, you can work diligently without being driven by fear. You can serve generously without losing yourself. You can pursue growth without punishing yourself for imperfection. Lay the weight down. Stop gripping it. Trust me to hold what overwhelms you. When you release what was never yours to carry, you will feel space open inside you. Space for peace. Space for clarity. Space for joy. Do not continue dragging unnecessary burdens into your future. Leave them here with me. Walk lighter. Walk free. Walk forward without the weight that has been quietly bending your shoulders. My child, I want you to look honestly at the way your attention has been divided. You live in a world that constantly competes for your focus. Notifications interrupt your thoughts. Obligations crowd your schedule. Opinions flood your mind before you even ask for them. Distraction has become normal for you. You have adapted to constant noise so thoroughly that silence feels uncomfortable. Yet your spirit was never designed to thrive in perpetual fragmentation. When your attention is scattered, your clarity weakens. When your focus is fractured, your discernment dulls. I see how easily your day fills with urgency that feels important but is rarely eternal. You scroll, you respond, you react, and before you realize it, the day is nearly gone. Then you wonder why you feel disconnected from me. It is not because I withdrew. It is because distraction diluted your awareness. I am not condemning you for living in a noisy world. I am inviting you to choose differently within it. Guard your focus. Protect your time. Reclaim your attention. These are not small adjustments. They are spiritual decisions. When you give your best energy to trivial noise, you starve your inner life. And a starved spirit struggles to recognize my voice. I want you alert, attentive, anchored. Begin making intentional choices about what you consume. Ask yourself whether what you are watching, reading, or listening to strengthens your mind or scatters it. If something consistently leaves you anxious, resentful, or distracted, limit it. You do not owe your attention to everything. You are responsible for stewarding it wisely. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is space for connection. Create that space. Schedule moments where you deliberately step away from screens and stimulation. Sit with me without multitasking. Let your thoughts settle. At first, it may feel awkward. Stay anyway. Your spirit will recalibrate. Clarity will return gradually. I am not asking you to retreat from the world entirely. I am asking you to recenter within it. You cannot live deeply if you are constantly pulled in shallow directions. Choose depth. Choose focus. Choose presence. There is also a subtle distraction that does not involve devices. It involves internal noise. You replay past conversations. You rehearse future scenarios. You let hypothetical problems consume your mental energy. That constant internal chatter competes with my guidance. When your mind is crowded with speculation, it becomes difficult to hear my gentle direction. Practice mental discipline. When your thoughts spiral into worry, interrupt them intentionally. Say, "This is not productive." Redirect your focus toward what you can influence constructively. Bring anxious projections to me immediately instead of entertaining them for hours. This is not suppression. It is stewardship. Your mind is a powerful tool, but it requires management. If you allow every thought to linger unchecked, distraction multiplies internally even when your environment is quiet. Develop the habit of returning to me throughout your day, not in elaborate rituals. In brief, sincere check-ins. Ask for clarity before decisions. Express gratitude in small moments. Invite me into ordinary tasks. This steady awareness protects you from drifting into distraction. I want you sharp, not scattered. I want you steady, not overstimulated. When you reclaim your focus, your energy aligns. When your energy aligns, your peace deepens. Do not underestimate the spiritual significance of how you use your attention. Where your attention rests, your direction follows. Guard it carefully. Drain it intentionally. Use it wisely. The enemy of your growth often wears the disguise of harmless distraction. Do not let it quietly erode your depth. Choose stillness deliberately. Choose attentiveness consistently. As you do, you will notice a shift. Your thoughts will sow. Your decisions will sharpen. Your connection with me will strengthen. You will move through your days with intention instead of reaction. That is the stability I want for you. Begin today. Do not postpone this recalibration. Protect your focus and watch how your clarity returns. My child, I know the title of this message carries weight. It sounds firm. It sounds serious. It may even sound unsettling at first. But I want you to understand the heart behind it. When I warn you, it is not because I want to threaten you. It is because I want to protect you. There is a difference between intimidation and instruction. My warnings are invitations wrapped in urgency. When I say that missing this moment could cost you more than you realize, I am not declaring doom. I am revealing opportunity. You are standing before a door that requires intentional entry. If you ignore it, the door does not punish you. It simply remains unopened. Behind it is growth, alignment, deeper peace, and strengthened character. I am calling your attention to the door because I want you to walk through it. You have asked me for change. You have prayed for breakthrough. This is part of the answer. Breakthrough rarely arrives as a dramatic event. It often arrives as a decision to shift priorities, a decision to confront fear, a decision to deepen discipline. That is what is before you now. Do not let the firmness of my tone distract you from the tenderness beneath it. I am invested in your future. I see what you could become if you respond wholeheartedly. I also see what stagnation looks like if you continue half-engaged. I am urging you toward growth, not threatening you with loss. When a father warns his child not to step into danger, it is love speaking firmly. That is how I am speaking to you now. Receive it as love. Do not resist it as pressure. Let it motivate you instead of discouraging you. Examine your current direction honestly. If you sense misalignment, adjust it. If you sense complacency, confront it. If you sense deeper calling, pursue it. The warning exists because the promise exists. I would not urge you forward if there was nothing meaningful ahead. Underneath every warning I give you is the promise of transformation. I promise that if you respond sincerely, you will not regret it. I promise that if you lean into obedience, you will experience clarity. I promise that if you prioritize connection with me, your stability will increase. These are not vague assurances. They are grounded in truth. You have experienced glimpses of this before. Remember moments when you acted decisively in alignment with me. You felt lighter afterward. You felt grounded. That was not coincidence. That was confirmation. I am inviting you into that steadiness consistently. Let the warning awaken you rather than alarm you. Wake up from autopilot. Wake up from complacency. Wake up from distraction. Do not drift through another season half aware of your potential. Step fully into it. Take ownership of your growth. Engage intentionally. I am not standing at a distance waiting for you to perform. I am walking beside you, ready to strengthen you as you move. The promise is not that life will become effortless. The promise is that you will become resilient. The promise is that peace will deepen even when circumstances fluctuate. The promise is that clarity will guide you instead of confusion dominating you. Choose to believe that promise. Choose to act in alignment with it. Do not let the seriousness of this moment intimidate you. Let it energize you. There is more available to you than you have experienced so far. Do not miss it by dismissing this invitation. Step through the door. Respond with intention. Align your actions with your convictions. I am not warning you away from something good. I am warning you toward it. Embrace that perspective. Move forward. Trust that what awaits you beyond obedience is stronger, steadier, and more fulfilling than what you leave behind. My child, I want you to understand something that may surprise you. The greatest shifts in your life rarely begin around you. They begin within you. You have spent so much time watching circumstances, waiting for external confirmation that something has changed. You look for open doors, improved relationships, financial stability, visible breakthroughs. But I tell you gently, the most powerful transformation starts in the quiet interior of your heart. When your perspective shifts, your decisions shift. When your decisions shift, your direction shifts. And when your direction shifts, your outcomes eventually follow. That is the order. You have sometimes tried to reverse it. You hope that if circumstances improved first, your peace would follow. Yet peace rooted in circumstances is fragile. Peace rooted in alignment is steady. I am inviting you into that steady peace. Do not wait for everything around you to rearrange before you decide to live differently. Begin internally. Examine your thought patterns. Notice where negativity has quietly settled in. Notice where cynicism has grown comfortable. Notice where hope has thinned. Bring those areas into the light. Do not judge yourself harshly. Just acknowledge them. Then invite me into them deliberately. Say, renew my thinking. Let me recalibrate the lens through which you interpret events. When your thinking changes, your reaction changes. When your reaction changes, your relationships improve. When your relationships improve, your environment gradually responds. It starts within. Do not underestimate the power of that internal shift. You may not see fireworks when it happens. You may feel something quieter, something steadier. A calm resolve, a clear focus, a softened attitude. That is transformation beginning. Participate in it. Yard it. Feed it with intentional choices. Choose gratitude instead of habitual complaint. Choose forgiveness instead of replaying offenses. Choose trust instead of rehearsing fear. These are not dramatic acts, but they are decisive ones. Make them consistently. You will notice that your inner atmosphere becomes lighter. Your mind becomes clearer. Your confidence strengthens. That internal shift prepares you for the external blessings I have already been arranging. Do not wait for change to feel obvious before you embrace it. Begin where you are. Begin with your thinking. Begin with your posture toward me. The shift you are waiting for has already started inside you. You must also recognize that internal transformation requires discipline. Inspiration alone will not sustain it. You may feel motivated after hearing these words, but motivation fades if it is not reinforced by practice. Establish rhythms that support your growth. Protect your mornings. Guard your evenings. Carve out time that is reserved for reflection and connection. Do not treat that time casually. Treat it as sacred. When you align your day intentionally, your mind follows that structure. Structure is not restriction. It is reinforcement. It keeps your growth from dissolving into distraction. I want you steady, not sporadic. I want your connection with me to be consistent, not reactive. That consistency will anchor you when circumstances fluctuate. Remember the contrast. External change without internal alignment feels chaotic. Internal alignment without immediate external change feels patient but powerful. Choose the second. Trust that what begins inside will manifest outward in due time. Do not rush the process. Do not doubt it when results are not instant. Growth is often gradual, like dawn replacing darkness. You do not see the sun leap into the sky. You see light gradually expanding. That is how this shift will unfold. Stay committed to it. When discouragement tries to creep in, remind yourself that transformation is not measured in hours. It is measured in direction. And your direction is shifting. Keep walking in it. Keep choosing alignment. Keep strengthening your inner life. I am not asking you to perfect yourself. I am asking you to participate intentionally in the work I am doing inside you. The shift is real. Protect it. Nourish it. Let it mature. The life you are stepping into will be shaped by what you cultivate internally right now. Do not neglect that responsibility. Embrace it. My child, I know how deeply you desire security. You want a future that feels stable, meaningful, purposeful. You think about it more than you admit. You imagine different scenarios. You strategize ways to protect yourself from disappointment. You try to calculate outcomes based on effort. There is wisdom in planning, but there is a limit to what you can manufacture alone. Some parts of your future cannot be engineered by strategy. They must be received through trust and alignment. You cannot force genuine peace. You cannot engineer authentic connection. You cannot fabricate fulfillment through busyness. These things grow from alignment with me. I want you to release the illusion that your future depends entirely on your ability to orchestrate it. Your effort matters, but it is not the sole architect. I am involved. I am guiding threads you cannot see. Relationships are being positioned. Opportunities are being shaped. Lessons are forming your resilience. If you try to seize control prematurely, you may disrupt what is developing naturally. Resist the urge to rush ahead. Resist the temptation to compare your progress with others. Your timeline is not identical to theirs. Comparison breeds either pride or insecurity. Neither will serve you. Instead, focus on faithfulness in your current responsibilities. Excellence in small things prepares you for larger ones. Integrity in private moments strengthens you for public influence. Patience in hidden seasons builds character for visible success. These are not abstract principles. They are practical realities. If you invest deeply where you are planted, your roots will strengthen. Strong roots sustain visible growth later. Do not envy visible branches while neglecting your foundation. Tend to your foundation. Tend to your character. Tend to your relationship with me. The future you long for is not created by frantic effort. It is cultivated through steady alignment. You also need to hear this clearly. I do not measure your future by external status. I measure it by internal depth. You may achieve milestones and still feel empty if alignment is absent. You may walk through seasons that appear ordinary yet feel deeply fulfilled if alignment is present. A difference matters. Ask yourself honestly what you are truly pursuing. Is it validation or purpose? Is it approval or authenticity? Is it recognition or resilience? Clarify your motivation. Then bring that clarity to me. Invite me to refine it. If your ambitions are rooted in insecurity, I will reshape them. If they are rooted in service and calling, I will strengthen them. Do not cling to a version of your future that excludes my guidance. Include me deliberately. Consult me before major decisions. Pause before commitments. Pray before transitions. This is not passivity. It is partnership. When you move with me rather than ahead of me, you will experience momentum without chaos. You will experience progress without panic. The future you cannot manufacture alone will unfold in ways that feel aligned rather than forced. Trust that I am weaving threads you cannot yet see. Your responsibility is faithfulness. My responsibility is orchestration. Stay faithful. Stay aligned. Stay attentive. The future will not collapse if you surrender control. It will strengthen. Release the anxiety of having to build everything perfectly. Focus on becoming the kind of person who can carry what I intend to place in your hands. That preparation matters more than rapid achievement. Your future is not fragile when it is aligned with me. It is secure. Let that assurance calm you. Walk forward steadily. I am already preparing what you cannot manufacture on your own. My child, I need to come close to your heart right now because there is something tender there that you rarely admit. You say you believe I love you. You speak the words. You would encourage someone else with confidence about my faithfulness. But when it comes to you personally, there is hesitation. You wonder if my love has conditions you have not fully met. You question whether I am patient with you when you struggle repeatedly in the same areas. You sometimes imagine that I am tolerating you rather than delighting in you. I see the doubt forming quietly in your thoughts. It does not shout. It whispers. It suggests that my affection depends on your consistency. It hints that my nearness is tied to your performance. That whisper has shaped your posture toward me more than you realize. It has made you cautious in prayer. It has made you guarded in surrender. It has caused you to approach me with partial vulnerability instead of full openness. I want you to listen carefully now. My love for you is not fragile. It is not reactionary. It is not dependent on your daily fluctuations. You do not move in and out of my affection based on your emotional or spiritual highs and lows. When you stumble, I do not step back. When you doubt, I do not withdraw. When you grow weary, I do not reduce my care. I remain steady. I remain present. I remain invested. Let that truth settle deeply. You are not tolerated. You are treasured. You are not endured. You are embraced. Even in your unfinished state, you are loved completely. I need you to receive that without qualifying it. Do not add disclaimers. Do not soften it. Just receive it. Say quietly, I am loved. Let those words rest inside you without resistance. Your insecurity does not cancel my commitment. Your confusion does not cancel my closeness. Your imperfection does not cancel my intention to walk with you. Stop approaching me as if you are on probation. Approach me as a son, as a daughter, secure in belonging. That security changes everything. When you truly believe you are loved, you stop striving for approval. You start responding with gratitude. Let that shift begin now. You have also allowed past experiences to distort your understanding of love. Human relationships have conditioned you to expect withdrawal when you disappoint. You have seen affection fluctuate. You have experienced rejection. Those memories shape how you imagine I respond to you. But I am not governed by human inconsistency. My love does not operate on mood. It does not retreat when challenged. It does not calculate whether you deserve it in the moment. It is rooted in covenant, not convenience. When you question my love, you inadvertently shrink your confidence. When your confidence shrinks, your obedience becomes hesitant. When obedience becomes hesitant, your growth slows. That is why I am addressing this directly. Believe that you are secure with me. Anchor yourself in that certainty. When you make mistakes, come to me quickly rather than hiding. When you feel distant, speak honestly rather than withdrawing. When you struggle, invite my help instead of isolating yourself. Love invites closeness. It does not demand distance. I want you to live from love, not toward it. There is a difference. Living toward love means you are constantly trying to earn it. Living from love means you act out of security. That security stabilizes you. It gives you courage to grow because you are not terrified of rejection. You can face your weaknesses honestly because you are not afraid I will abandon you. Receive this deeply. You are loved now. Not when you improve. Not when you achieve. Not when you become more disciplined. Now, that love is the foundation of every correction I give you. It is the reason I warn you. It is the reason I guide you. It is the reason I refuse to let you drift. If I did not love you, I would remain silent. But I speak because you matter. Let my love become the lens through which you interpret everything else I say. It will soften what feels firm. It will clarify what feels intense. It will steady you when you feel uncertain. Do not doubt it. Embrace it. My child, after everything we have walked through in this conversation, there is something I must say plainly. The decision is yours. I will guide you. I will warn you. I will encourage you. I will strengthen you. But I will not force you. Love does not coerce. It invites. You are standing at a point where awareness has increased. You cannot claim ignorance. You know what needs adjustment. You know where hesitation has slowed you. You know where fear has influenced you. You know where distraction has diluted you. I have illuminated these areas gently but clearly. Now comes your response. Do not overthink this. Do not dramatize it. Simply decide. Decide whether you will continue as you have been or whether you will step into alignment intentionally. This decision does not require applause. It does not require public declaration. It requires internal resolve. Sit quietly for a moment. Reflect on what you have heard. Identify one area that needs immediate correction. Act on it. Identify one habit that needs strengthening. Begin today. Identify one conversation that requires honesty. Schedule it. This is not abstract spirituality. This is practical obedience. A choice you make now sets momentum. Momentum compounds. Small, consistent decisions reshape your trajectory. Do not underestimate the power of a clear internal commitment. When you decide firmly, your behavior follows gradually. If you hesitate, inertia takes over. I am not threatening you with consequences. I am inviting you into maturity. Choose maturity. Choose alignment. Choose growth. You have everything you need to begin. You have awareness. You have conviction. You have my presence. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Act in imperfect ones. That is faith. I also want you to understand that your decision does not have to feel dramatic to be decisive. Some of the most important commitments in your life will happen quietly. No music. No audience. No immediate visible change. Just a settled determination inside you. That is enough. When you decide to walk differently, I will meet you in that choice. I will strengthen your discipline. I will steady your emotions. I will clarify your direction. But I will not choose for you. That responsibility belongs to you. This is part of your growth. Freedom includes responsibility. You are not a passive observer in your own spiritual journey. You are a participant. Engage fully. Do not treat this moment casually. Do not dismiss it once you close this conversation. Carry it with you. Let it influence your next decision. Let it shape your next conversation. Let it guide your next quiet moment of reflection. The future we have been discussing begins with this choice. It begins with you saying, I will not drift. I will not delay. I will not dismiss. Not in repetition, not in dramatic phrasing, but in sincere resolve. Make that resolve now. Speak it quietly if you need to. Let it settle. Then move. I am with you in the movement. I am strengthening you as you act. The door is open. Step through it. The alignment we have discussed is available. Claim it. The growth we have explored is possible. Pursue it. The stability you desire is within reach. Commit to it. This decision is yours. Make it wisely. My child, this is where everything we have spoken about gathers into one clear moment. You have listened. You have reflected. You have felt conviction, clarity, and perhaps even resistance rise within you at different points. Now you are here at the edge of decision. I want you to understand that this is not about fear of punishment. It is about the cost of indifference. If you walk away unchanged, your life will continue. Your schedule will remain full. Your responsibilities will still demand attention. Nothing dramatic may collapse overnight. That is what makes this so serious. The danger is not explosion. The danger is slow erosion. Slow erosion of sensitivity. Slow erosion of conviction. Slow erosion of the sharp awareness you feel right now. I am not speaking loudly because I am angry. I am speaking clearly because this is a defining intersection for you. You asked for guidance. You asked for growth. You asked for stability. I have answered through this conversation. Do not reduce it to inspiration. Treat it as instruction. You are closer to alignment than you were before you began reading. Do not step backward. Step forward. Make this tangible. Write down what you are committing to change. Set a time to act. Do not trust your future self to remember this intensity. Anchor it now. Decide what obedience looks like this week. Decide what surrender looks like in your habits. Decide what focus looks like in your schedule. Bring clarity to your commitment. When you move from intention to action, transformation begins. You have felt something stir inside you. Do not dismiss it. That stirring is not random emotion. It is awakening. Let it continue. Feed it with obedience. Protect it with discipline. Strengthen it with consistency. You are not being pressured. You are being positioned. I am positioning you for steadiness, for resilience, for maturity that carries weight. Do not miss this because you assume there will always be another opportunity just like it. Moments of clarity are gifts. They are not guaranteed on your timetable. Respect this one. Honor it with action. I also want you to recognize how far you have come in this conversation. You did not turn away at the first challenge. You stayed. You listened. That matters. It reveals that your heart is still responsive. That responsiveness is precious. Guard it fiercely. The world will attempt to dull it again through noise, busyness, and distraction. Do not let it. Protect the sensitivity you feel right now. Build structures that support it. Create reminders. Establish boundaries. Keep yourself aligned intentionally. You are not expected to feel intense conviction every day. What I want from you is consistent commitment. There will be ordinary days ahead. On those days, return to what you decided here. Let this moment become a reference point. When temptation arises to drift, remember what you sense now. When fatigue tempts you to delay obedience, recall the clarity you feel in this moment. When fear tries to whisper that change is too hard, remind yourself that you already chose growth. Do not miss what is happening right now by postponing your response. Act. Adjust. Line. Speak to me before you close this message. Do not simply think about it. Speak. Tell me what you are choosing. Tell me where you are surrendering. Tell me where you are committing. Seal this moment with honesty. I'm here. I'm attentive. I'm strengthening you as you decide. This is not the end of a message. It is the beginning of a new direction. Walk into it deliberately. Carry this resolve with you. Refuse to drift back into passivity. You will look back on this day and recognize it as a quiet turning point. Not because everything around you changed instantly, but because you did. And when you change in alignment with me, everything that follows begins to shift in time. Do not miss this. Embrace it. Move forward now. This is the moment you were warned not to miss. The stirring you feel is not only for your transformation, but for the awakening of countless others who will encounter this message because you chose to act. When you support this work through Super Thanks, by becoming a member, or by giving through PayPal, the PayPal link is in the video description, You place fresh oil in the vessel and keep the fire spreading. I have said that those who sow in faith will reap in due season, and I am watching over my word to perform it in your life. Your generosity becomes light piercing someone else's midnight. This is a defining intersection. Do not let indifference rob you of obedience. I will guard what you entrust to me and multiply what you release for my glory. Seal this turning point with action. Live now and move forward with me. And once you have responded, allow the urgency of this moment to settle into stillness. Obedience is not only movement. It is the doorway into deeper awareness. What you have released in faith has already begun to clear the noise within you. Now your heart is ready to recognize what has been quietly calling you all along. So pause here for a moment, because my voice is not found in the rush, but in the stillness you are entering. My child, stop for a moment and just listen. I am here, and I am speaking directly to you. You live in a world that never stops shouting, a world filled with the deafening roar of deadlines, digital alerts, and the constant pressure to be more, do more, and have more. But I am not in the noise. I am the stillness that sits underneath it all, waiting for you to turn your gaze toward me. You feel that persistent tug in your chest, don't you? That quiet, nagging sense that something is missing even when your hands are full. That is my voice. I am whispering to you in the wilderness of your busy life, calling you by name because I have something to tell you that you cannot afford to miss. You must understand that this call is not for the person sitting next to you. It is specifically, intimately, and urgently for you. I know the weight of the phone in your hand and the heavy thoughts that keep you awake at 3:00 a.m. I see the way you try to drown out the silence with music or podcasts because the silence feels too honest. But I am in that silence. Pause now. Take a deep breath and feel my presence surrounding you like a warm blanket on a cold night. I am inviting you into a conversation that will change everything, but you have to choose to listen. The world wants your attention so it can sell you a lie, but I want your attention so I can give you life. The clock of the heavens is ticking, and you are standing at a pivotal moment in your divine timeline. You cannot treat my invitation as something you can get to later. There is an urgency in my heart today because I see the windows of opportunity closing around you. You often think you have forever to get right with me, to find your purpose, or to finally surrender that one habit that holds you back. But I tell you, the present moment is all you truly possess. Do not let the tomorrow of the world steal the today of my grace. If you keep waiting for the perfect time to seek me, you will find yourself standing in a barren field while the harvest passes you by. I am warning you now because I love you too much to let you be swept away by the mundane. Why would you settle for the crumbs of this world when I have a feast prepared for you? If you ignore my whisper today, you will miss the whirlwind of my power tomorrow. My whisper is the invitation. My whirlwind is the transformation. If you cannot hear me in the quiet, you will never be able to stand in the storm. You see, a heart that is constantly hardened by worldly distractions becomes like some cracked earth. It can no longer absorb the rain of my spirit. You find yourself becoming cynical, tired, and spiritually numb. You start to think that this busyness is just how life is supposed to be. It is not. Look at your life through my eyes for just a second. You are chasing shadows while the sun is standing right behind you. I see the frustration in your soul when you achieve a goal only to find that the satisfaction lasts for an hour. I see the way you compare your behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reel. These are the distractions that keep you deaf to my voice. Break free from them right now. Shake off the dust of the world's expectations. I am setting the stage for a revelation that will alter the very fabric of your existence. This is not just a nice thought. It is a divine mandate. You are at a crossroads, my precious one. One path leads to more of the same, more striving, more exhaustion, and eventually, the tragedy of missing everything I created you for. The other path starts with a single, focused yes to my voice. Come away with me. Let the world fade into the background. I am about to show you things that your eyes have not seen and your ears have not heard. I am about to pour my strength into your weakness. But you must be present. You must be still. You must listen. The door is open, and I am standing there, waiting for you to walk through. Don't look back. Don't hesitate. Your life-altering moment is not in the future. It is happening right now, in the sound of my voice. My child, look around you at the world you inhabit. Do you see how it tries to mimic my light? It offers you neon signs and glowing screens, promising that if you just click one more link, buy one more thing, or achieve one more title, you will finally feel enough. These are the idols of your modern age. They are not made of stone or gold like the idols of old, but they are just as hollow. They are shadows of the temporal, designed to keep your eyes fixed on the ground while I am trying to show you the stars. I see the exhaustion in your soul from the pursuit of more. You have been told that more money, more likes, and more comfort will lead to a better life. But I tell you, the pursuit of more in this world is the tragedy of less in my kingdom. The more you fill your hands with earthly trinkets, the less room you have to hold my eternal treasures. Pause for a moment and examine the busyness of your days. You are running a race on a treadmill, moving fast, sweating much, but going nowhere. This is the subtle art of the enemy. He doesn't always try to make you bad. He simply tries to keep you busy. If he can keep you preoccupied with the good things, your career, your social standing, even your chores, he can keep you from the best thing, me. You are fruitlessly spinning your wheels while I am calling you to a life of significance. I see the spiritual blindness that sets in when you focus only on what is visible. You worry about the bank account, the aging body, and the crumbling systems of man. You are looking at the flickering candle while ignoring the sun. I command you today, shift your vision. Stop valuing what the world prizes and start valuing what I prize. Earthly treasures are like sand. The harder you grip them, the faster they slide through your fingers. My treasures, peace, joy, and purpose, are like solid rock. Do not be deceived by the good life the world offers. The good is the greatest enemy of the best because it makes you comfortable in a land that is not your home. You were made for more than a mortgage and a retirement plan. You were made for an eternal inheritance. I see the pressure you feel to keep up with the people around you, the fear that you are falling behind. But you are not falling behind. You are being invited to step off the track entirely. I promise you that as you let go of the shadows, the substance will become real to you. I will replace your earthly anxiety with my heavenly assurance. I am not asking you to abandon your responsibilities, but I am commanding you to abandon your devotion to them. Let them be tools in your hand, not masters of your heart. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot chase the shadow and the light at the same time. Choose me today. Choose the eternal over the temporary. When you stop chasing the wind, you will finally feel the breath of my spirit filling your lungs. I am calling you out of the frantic race and into my rest. Hear me, my child. The world is passing away, but the one who does my will lives forever. My child, come and stand with me at the threshold. Before you are two paths. One is wide, paved with the expectations of others, and crowded with people who find comfort in numbers. It feels safe because everyone else is on it. But look closely at where it ends. It leads to a landscape of desolation and regret. The other path is narrow. It is tucked away, hidden from the eyes of those who are in a hurry. It is the path that few find, yet it is the only one that every soul truly seeks. This is the gate to life, and I am standing here, holding it open for you. Understand that choosing this path is more than a mere choice. It is a total surrender of the way you used to walk. I see the hesitation in your heart. You feel the weight of this decision. You know that to follow me wholeheartedly, you must leave behind the baggage of your past. You cannot carry your grudges, your secret shames, or your self-reliance through this narrow opening. The gate is small because I want only the real you to pass through, not the version of you that wears a mask for the world. I command you now, drop the heavy weights you've been carrying. Those old hurts, those what-ifs, and that need to be in control. Let them fall to the ground. They are too wide for the path I have set for you. You might feel naked or vulnerable without them, but in that vulnerability, you will find my strength. The wide road feels comfortable because it requires nothing of you. You can stay exactly as you are and still move along with the crowd. But the narrow path requires a transformation. It requires you to look at me and say, "Not my will, but yours be done." I know the fear that rises when you think about leaving the crowd. You wonder if you will be alone. I tell you, you will never be more together than when you are alone with me. I see the way you've tried to have one foot on both paths, trying to stay relevant to the world while staying close to my heart. It is tearing you apart. You cannot walk in two directions at once. I am telling you clearly, the gate is open, but the time is short. The windows of grace do not stay open forever. Do not assume that you can wander the wide road today and find the narrow gate whenever you feel like it. The longer you walk with the world, the harder your heart becomes to the sound of my voice. There is an internal shift required of you right now. It is a moment of holy defiance where you say no to the easy way and yes to my way. I will guide your feet. I will be the light that shines on the rugged parts of the trail. I will hold your hand when the climb gets steep. I promise you, the view from the narrow path is worth every sacrifice. It leads to a peace the world cannot understand and a power the world cannot provide. Step across the threshold today. Do not just look at the gate. Enter it. My child, let us speak plainly about what is at stake. You have heard the words before. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul? But have you felt the weight of them? Have you sat in the silence and realized that your soul is the only thing you will truly own 1,000,000,000 years from now? The world defines everything as a collection of possessions, experiences, and accolades. But I define everything as your union with me. To have me is to possess the creator of the stars, the author of peace, and the source of all joy. To miss this is to face the ultimate spiritual bankruptcy. You could have the most successful career, the most beautiful home, and the most respected name, but if you do not have me, you have nothing. I see the way you strive for temporary pleasures. They are like salt water. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. You are chasing a high that always ends in a low. But the joy of my kingdom is a steady river that never runs dry. I want you to visualize the inheritance I have reserved for you. It is not a place of clouds and harps. It is a reality of perfect love, unbroken fellowship, and creative purpose that knows no end. I have prepared a place for you where your deepest longings will finally find their home. Why would you trade that for the fleeting thrill of a moment's sin? Why would you sell your birthright for a bowl of soup? I am warning you because I see the gravity of the situation. There is no middle ground in eternity. There is only eternal communion with me or eternal separation from everything that is good, light, and beautiful. If you miss this warning, You are choosing a path that leads away from the only light that can save you. I hear your silent prayers when you feel empty. That emptiness is a gift. It is the God-shaped hole in your heart that nothing in this world can fill. Stop trying to stuff it with work, entertainment, or relationships. Only I can fill it. I command you to take your soul seriously. Stop playing games with your eternity. I promise you, if you give up your everything, your self-made plans, and earthly dreams, I will give you my everything. I will give you a name that will never be forgotten in the halls of heaven. I will give you a peace that stays with you in the darkest valley. I will give you a purpose that makes every morning a holy adventure. You are not losing your life by giving it to me. You are finally finding it. The stakes could not be higher. This is not a motivational talk. This is a rescue mission. I am reaching out to pull you from the sinking ship of this world. Grab my hand. Choose the inheritance that can never fade, spoil, or be taken away. Choose me, and you choose life itself. My child, come closer. Let us talk about your heart. You give me your Sunday mornings, your quick prayers before meals, and the occasional God bless you, but I am after something much deeper. I want your whole heart. I want the parts you hide from your spouse, the parts you're ashamed of, and the parts you think are too boring for a God to care about. I do not want your religious performance. I want your honest presence. You think you need to be fixed before you can come to me, but I tell you, I find the greatest beauty in the brokenness of a contrite spirit. I am the master potter, and I cannot reshape the clay that refuses to be soft in my hands. I see your fear of losing control. You've spent years building your life, protecting your heart, and making your own way. To surrender feels like jumping off a cliff into the dark. But I am not the dark. I am the one who made the light. Surrender is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate act of spiritual warfare. When you stop fighting for your own way, the enemy loses his grip on you. He can only tempt someone who is trying to protect their self. If your self is hidden in me, he has nothing to grab onto. I command you, let go of the steering wheel. You were never meant to drive this life alone. You were meant to be led by me. Feel the tension in your shoulders and the knot in your stomach. That comes from the weight of trying to be your own God. You are tired of being the one who has to have all the answers. You are exhausted from pretending you have it all together. Drop the act. I already know everything, and I love you anyway. Letting go of the self is how you find your true self in me. The world tells you to find yourself by looking inward, but you will only find a maze of confusion there. To find yourself, you must look at me. I am the mirror that shows you who you were truly created to be. I promise you a peace that surpasses all understanding, but that peace only lives in the house of total submission. You cannot have my peace while you are still at war with my will. When you surrender, you are not losing your freedom. You are finally entering it. Imagine a kite that thinks the string is holding it back, but the moment the string breaks, the kite falls to the ground. I am the string. I am the one who keeps you soaring. I invite you now to a life of total trust. Give me your yes without any buts. Give me your future without any conditions. In the quiet of this moment, lay your life at my feet. I will take your broken pieces and make a masterpiece. I will take your surrender and turn it into your greatest victory. My child, do not turn away now, for we have only just begun to unearth the treasures I have hidden within you. It would grieve my spirit to see you walk away when the most transformative revelations are still waiting to be spoken into your soul. I have cleared this path and hushed the heavens just to have this moment with you. Do not let the world's hollow noise reclaim you before I am finished. Stay with me, for my heart yearns to lead you deeper into the light where your true power resides. My child, do you remember the story of those who waited for the bridegroom? Some were wise and prepared, while others were foolish and assumed they had time. They all fell asleep, but when the cry went out in the middle of the night, only those with oil in their lamps could enter the feast. This is a lesson in readiness for you today. You cannot borrow someone else's faith. You cannot buy spiritual intimacy at the last minute. Your relationship with me is the oil that keeps your light burning when the world goes dark. I see many of my children running on fumes, assuming that because they were close to me once, they are ready for what is coming. But spiritual preparation is a daily necessity, not a one-time event. I am warning you, the danger of assuming there is always tomorrow is the greatest trap of the soul. You think you will seek me when life slows down, or when the kids are grown, or when the crisis is over. But I tell you, the crisis is the time you need the oil the most. Maintaining the fire of the Holy Spirit in a cold world requires intentionality. I see your soul running dry. I see the way you go through the motions of prayer without any fire in your heart. You are becoming a lamp without a flame. I command you, refill your heart today. Spend time in my presence until your spirit feels saturated with my peace. Do not leave the secret place until the fire is lit again. Look at the signs around you. The world is shifting. The shadows are lengthening. This is not a time to be spiritually drowsy. A soul that has run dry of divine intimacy becomes easily offended, quickly discouraged, and prone to the lies of the enemy. You start to see things through the lens of fear instead of the lens of faith. But I am calling you to live in a state of constant expectancy. I want you to wake up every morning and ask, Lord, what are we doing today? I want your lamp to be so full of my spirit that you become a beacon for everyone who is lost in the darkness. I promise you that if you seek me, you will find me. I am not hiding from you. I am waiting for you. The oil of my spirit is available in unlimited supply, but you must come to the source to get it. You cannot get it from a book, a sermon, or a psalm alone. You must get it from me. Open your heart wide right now. I am pouring out a fresh anointing of joy and strength. I am stirring up the gift that is within you. Be ready, my child. Be watchful. The moment is coming when everything will change, and I want you to be standing there with your lamp burning bright, ready to walk into the fullness of my glory. My child, I want to speak to you about one of the most dangerous lies you tell yourself. It is the word later. I see how you use it as a shield to protect yourself from the discomfort of change. You hear my voice, you feel the tug of my spirit, and you say, yes, Lord, but not today. I'll get serious when work calms down. I'll forgive them when I feel stronger. I'll seek your face once I've achieved this one goal. You not see that later is the thief of your destiny. It is the subtle poison that keeps you paralyzed in the waiting room of your own life. I am telling you today, with the authority of the one who holds time in his hands, today is the day of salvation. Now is the accepted time. There is no guarantee of a later in the way you imagine it. I see the illusion you cling to, the idea that your heart will be more ready, more willing, or more capable in the future. But the opposite is true. Every time you hear my warning and say not yet, a thin layer of callousness forms over your spirit. The hardening effect of procrastination is real. It makes my voice sound quieter and the world's noise sound louder. I have provided specific windows of grace for you, moments where the atmosphere of your life is perfectly aligned for a breakthrough. If you miss those windows because you are waiting for a more convenient season, you may find that the door has closed when you finally decide to knock. I do not want you to live a life of what-ifs and if-onlys. I command you, reclaim the time that has been stolen by your indecision. Stop waiting for a feeling of readiness that may never come. Faith is not a feeling. It is a choice to move even when your knees are shaking. I see the years you spent in circles, facing the same giants, because you were too afraid to strike them down today. I am giving you the strength right now to break that cycle. You are not a victim of time. You are a steward of it. Use this moment to make the firm commitment you've been putting off. Whether it is a habit you need to break, a person you need to reach out to, or a dream I've planted in you that you've kept buried, do it now. I promise you that as you step out in the now, I will meet you with a power you've never known. You don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. I am the architect of your days, and I am telling you that the foundation for your future is being laid in your obedience this very hour. Don't let the enemy steal your crown by convincing you that you have plenty of time. The clock of the kingdom is moving. Wake up from your slumber. Shake off the lethargy of not yet. I am calling you into a life of impact, but that life only exists in the present. I love you too much to let you sleep through your own calling. Listen to me. The door is open today. Walk through it before the shadows grow any longer. My child, look at me. Do you know who you are? I'm not asking about your job title, your family role, or the mistakes you've made. I'm asking if you recognize the royal blood that flows through your spiritual veins. You are suffering from an identity crisis, trying to find your worth in the mirrors of a broken world. You look at your bank account to see if you are successful. You look at social media to see if you are liked. You look at your past to see if you are worthy. Stop it. These are all lies designed to keep you in a cage of insecurity. I am your Creator, the Most High God, and I am the only one who has the right to label you. You are my child. You are my masterpiece. You are the object of my deepest affection. I command you, reject the labels the world has placed upon you. I see the way you carry the words failure, unwanted, or average like they are part of your name. Those are not from me. I have redefined your entire existence through the blood of my Son. When I look at you, I don't see your sins. I see my righteousness. I don't see your weaknesses. I see my potential. You must begin to walk in the authority of a kingdom citizen. You are not a beggar at the gates of life. You are an heir to the throne. Why do you walk with your head down as if you are defeated? I have already won the victory for you. I see the difference between religious duty and relational sonship in your life. You often act like a servant trying to earn my favor, worried that one wrong move will make me turn away. But you are a child, and my favor is your birthright. You don't work for my love, you work from my love. Understanding this identity is the key to fulfilling your purpose. If you don't know who you are, you will never do what you were meant to do. You will settle for a common life because you don't realize you were made for extraordinary things. I have called you to be a light in the dark, a voice for the voiceless, and a vessel of my glory. I promise you that as you embrace your identity as my beloved, your fear will evaporate. When you know that the King of the universe is your Father, what can the world possibly do to you? I will guide your steps with the confidence of a sovereign. I will protect you with the fierceness of a parent. I will provide for you with the abundance of a creator. Stop trying to prove yourself to people who didn't create you and don't define you. Come back to the secret place and let me tell you who you are once more. You are chosen. You are redeemed. You are mine. Walk out of your prison of self-doubt and into the freedom of your true identity today. My child, I want you to look at the foundation of your life. What is it built upon? I see you building on the sand of your own efforts, your own intellect, and your own goodness. But when the storms of life hit, and they will hit, that sand will wash away, and your house will crumble. I am inviting you to build your life on the rock. I am that rock, and the architecture of my kingdom is built entirely on grace. Grace is not just a nice word for a prayer before dinner. It is the supernatural power that sustains you when you have nothing left. It is the unmerited favor that opens doors you didn't even know existed. I see your struggle with self-righteousness. You think that if you do enough right things, you can build a life that won't break. But self-righteousness is a house built on sand. It creates a false sense of security that fails the moment you stumble. I want you to embrace my grace in your moments of deepest weakness. When you feel like you failed me, that is when my grace is most active. I am not looking for your perfection. I am looking for your dependence. My grace is sufficient for you, is enough to cover your past, enough to empower your present, and enough to secure your future. I command you, stop trying to earn what I have already given you for free. You cannot buy my favor with your good works. You can only receive it with open hands. I see the exhaustion in your eyes from trying to be enough. Let me be enough for you. When you anchor your life in my promises, you become unshakable. It doesn't matter how hard the wind blows or how high the tide rises, the rock will hold. I am the architect, and I know how to build a life that lasts for eternity. Let me take the lead. Let me lay the stones of peace, joy, and resilience in your heart. I promise you that my grace provides the power to heed every warning I give. It is the fuel that allows you to walk the narrow path. Without it, you are just a person trying hard to be good. With it, you are a new creation empowered by the divine. I will provide the strength for your journey. I will give you the wisdom for your decisions. I will be the foundation that holds when everything else around you is shaking. Trust in the architecture of my grace. It has never failed, and it will not start with you. Rest in my control and build your life on the only thing that is truly eternal. My child, let us have a difficult conversation. I see the way you are living with one foot in my kingdom and one foot in the world. You are lukewarm. You have a form of godliness. You say the right things. You know the stories. You maybe even do the religious chores, but there is no power in your spirit. You are close to the kingdom, but you haven't truly entered its fire. I am telling you plainly, I desire you to be either hot or cold, but never lukewarm. To be lukewarm is to be indifferent, is to know the truth and yet live as if it doesn't matter. This is a spiritual sickness that will leave you empty and vulnerable. I see the tragedy of being almost there. You are close enough to hear the music of the feast, but too far away to taste the food. You are settling for a comfortable, manageable faith that doesn't cost you anything and, therefore, doesn't change anything. I am calling you to radical devotion. I don't want a portion of your life. I want the whole thing. I want the fire of your first love to burn again. Do you remember when you first realized I loved you? Do you remember the passion you had? Where did it go? It was choked out by the leaven of apathy and the pursuit of comfort. I command you, ignite the embers of your spirit right now. Repent of your half-heartedness. I see the compromise in your life, the little sins you tolerate, the apathetic attitude toward my word, the way you prioritize your entertainment over our intimacy. These things are putting out your fire. Take yourself away. I am calling you to a life of intensity and purpose. The world doesn't need more nice people who believe in God. It needs people who are consumed by the fire of His Spirit. Identify the apathy in your heart and cast it out. Choose to be hot for me today. I promise you that if you give me your whole heart, I will fill it with a joy that is unspeakable and full of glory. You won't have to try to be a Christian. You will simply be an overflow of my life. I will give you a boldness that scares the enemy. I will give you a vision that sees beyond the physical, What do you must commit? No more halfway. No more maybe tomorrow. Give me everything, and watch how I transform your lukewarm existence into a blazing light that the darkness cannot overcome. The time for compromise is over. The time for radical devotion is now. My child, you have felt the heat of my warning against a lukewarm heart, and now I invite you to turn that internal fire into an external force for my kingdom. I am looking for those who will not only listen, but will become the very fuel that carries this warning to the ends of the earth. You can be the reason another soul escapes the tragedy of missing everything by sowing your seed into this mission through a super thanks, with a link in the description. I declare over you that as you honor me with your first fruits, I will open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing so great you will not have room to contain it. Do not let this moment of conviction pass without action. Your giving is a holy strike against the apathy of this age. I promise to multiply your bread and increase the harvest of your righteousness as you partner with my word. I command you now, step out of the shadows of maybe and fuel the fire of this message with your sacrifice today. Pause and feel the pulse of my love for you, and realize how much it would disappoint my heart if you settled for the shore when I am calling you into the deep. You are standing at the very edge of a breakthrough that will redefine your existence, and to stop now would be to leave your destiny half-written. I am pouring out my wisdom specifically for your journey. Do not treat my presence as a common thing by walking away mid-sentence. Lean in, for the words I am about to speak are the very keys to the chains you have prayed for me to break. My child, do you hear it? There is a sound rising in the spirit, the sound of the shofar, the trumpet call of heaven. It is a warning and a summons. We live in an hour where the spiritual climate is shifting rapidly, and you must have discernment. You cannot afford to be spiritually asleep while the world around you is in labor. I see so many of my children distracted by the headlines and the politics of man, failing to see the hand of God moving behind the scenes. You must learn to read the times through the lens of my word, not through the lens of the evening news. I see the danger of your spiritual lethargy. If you are not alert, you will be swept away by the deceptions of this age. The enemy is a master of disguise, making the wrong look right and the right look hateful or old-fashioned. You need spiritual discernment more than you need physical sight. Align your internal clock with the rhythm of heaven. I am doing something new on the earth, and I want you to be a part of it. But if you are focused on your own small plans, you will miss the great move of my spirit. I am calling you to be a watchman on the wall, someone who sees the danger before it arrives and knows how to pray. I command you, develop your discernment. Spend time in my presence until you can recognize my voice from 1,000 others. Stop being a consumer of information and start being a seeker of revelation. I see the way you let the opinions of the world shape your worldview. Break free from that. My word is the only compass that will lead you through the darkness of these times. I am warning you because I love you. This warning is an act of my supreme mercy, giving you the chance to prepare your heart for what is coming. I promise you that those who watch and pray will be blessed with a peace that the world cannot take away. While others are panicking, you will be standing firm. While others are confused, you will have clarity. I will give you the wisdom to navigate the complexities of this hour. I will protect you under the shadow of my wings. Listen for the shofar. Stay awake. Stay alert. The King is on the move, and I am calling you to march with me. Do not be found sleeping when the bridegroom arrives. Your discernment is your defense. Tune your ears to my frequency today. My child, look at the world around you. It is a sea of shifting opinions, a storm of your truth versus my truth. If you try to navigate this life based on your feelings or the trends of the day, you will surely find yourself shipwrecked on the rocks of confusion. I am calling you back to the living word, my word. It is not just a book of ancient stories or a list of rules to dampen your fun. It is the ultimate source of reality. It is the compass that always points to the true north of my heart. I tell you, man cannot live by bread alone. You can feed your body the finest food and your mind the best entertainment, but your spirit will still starve if it does not feast on every word that comes from my mouth. I command you, make my word your daily bread. Do not just read it out of duty, goes away out of necessity. I see the way you let the deceptions of the age cloud your judgment. You hear 1,000 voices telling you what to think, how to feel, and who to be. But my word is a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. It reveals the traps before you step in them. It exposes the lies before you believe them. When you hide my word in your heart, you are building a fortress that the enemy cannot penetrate. It acts as a double-edged sword in your life, cutting through the fluff and getting to the very joints and marrow of your soul. It separates what is of me from what is of your own ego. I see the transformation that occurs when you renew your mind. You start to think my thoughts. You start to see people the way I see them. The anxiety that used to grip you begins to loosen because you are anchored in my promises. You no longer have to guess about your future because you know the one who holds it. I promise you that my word will not return to me void. It will accomplish exactly what I send it to do in your life. If I said I will provide, I will provide. If I said I will protect, I will protect. But you must stay in the word to see the work. I invite you to a deeper study, a deeper meditation. Don't just skim the surface. Dive into the depths of my wisdom. Let my truth wash over your mind until every lie of the enemy is scrubbed away. The world is getting darker, my child, and you need a light that won't flicker. You need a foundation that won't shake. Build your life on the eternal truth of my word. It has stood the test of centuries, and it will stand the test of your current struggle. When everything else fails, my word remains. Trust it. Speak it. Live it. My child, come away with me. I see you doing so much for me, but I want you to simply be with me. You are busy with ministry, busy with work, busy with being a good person, but your soul is parched because you have neglected the secret place. I tell you, public endurance is fueled by private intimacy. If you do not shut the door and seek my face in the silence, you will eventually run dry. I am not looking for your performance in front of others. I am looking for your presence in front of me. There are secrets of the kingdom that I only whisper in the quiet. There are revelations that are reserved for the one who lingers at my feet. I command you, shut the door. Turn off the notifications. Silence the inner critic that tells you that you're wasting time. You are never more productive than when you are praying. I see the hollow feeling that comes when you try to do my work without my power. Public ministry without private devotion is like a beautiful house with no foundation. It might look good for a while, but it cannot withstand the storm. I am inviting you to find the refreshment that the world can never provide. In the secret place, I will restore your soul. I will give you a peace that makes no sense to those around you. I hear your heart calling out for something deeper. That is deep calling to deep. My spirit is calling to yours, inviting you into a fellowship that transcends words. This is where you find your strength. This is where you find your joy. I want to tell you things about yourself and your future that you can't hear in the noise of the crowd. I want to show you the beauty of holiness in the stillness of our union. Do not be afraid of the silence. In the silence, I am working. In the silence, I am speaking. I promise you that as you make our time together your highest priority, everything else in your life will fall into place. You will have more wisdom for your job. You will have more patience for your family. You will have more power over your temptations. But it all starts here, in the secret place. Come and sit at my feet. Let me love you. Let me fill you. Let me remind you whose you are. The world can wait. I have been waiting for you, and I am here now. Let us be together. My child, we must speak of the boundaries I have set for you. I see you looking at my laws as if they are chains designed to restrict your freedom. But I tell you, my laws are for your protection, not your restriction. They are the guardrails on a mountain road. They are there to keep you from plunging into the abyss. When you step outside my covering through disobedience, you are not finding freedom. You are finding sorrow. I see the pain in your eyes when you deal with the natural consequences of your choices. It grieves my heart to see my children choose paths that lead to their own destruction. I command you, choose obedience today, not because you are afraid of my anger, but because you trust my love. I see the way disobedience dims your spiritual vision. It creates a fog between us. You start to doubt my goodness because you have wandered away from my presence. But the path back to the Father's house is always open. I am like the father of the prodigal son, standing on the porch, looking at the horizon, waiting for you to turn around. There is redemptive power in immediate and complete obedience. Don't wait until you hit rock bottom to come back. Come back now. I see the traps the enemy has set for you, disguised as fun or freedom. He wants you to think that I am a killjoy, but I am the giver of life. My ways lead to joy, his ways lead to death. When you obey me, you stay under the shadow of my wings. You stay in a place where I can bless you and protect you. This obedience is an act of pride. It is saying, I know better than the Creator. But you don't. I see the beginning from the end. I see the why behind every no I give you. I promise you that as you walk in obedience, your life will become a masterpiece of grace. I will take your mistakes and weave them into a testimony, but I would much rather lead you into victory from the start. Trust me enough to follow my lead, even when you don't understand the reason. My heart for you is only good. My plans for you are only for your peace. Turn your feet back to the narrow path. There is safety here. There is life here. There is a Father waiting to embrace you here. My child, the enemy is throwing fiery darts at your mind every single day. He throws darts of doubt, darts of fear, and darts of accusation. He wants you to believe that I have forgotten you, that you are a failure, and that your situation is hopeless. But I have given you a shield, the shield of faith. Faith is not just a vague feeling. It is a steadfast trust in my character regardless of your circumstances. It is the ability to say, I don't see the way out, but I know the one who is the way. I command you, lift up your shield. Stop letting the enemy's lies pierce your heart. I see the struggle in your soul. You are trying to move from believing in me to believing me. There is a difference. To believe in me is easy, but to believe me, to trust that I will do what I said I would do, that is where the power lies. Faith is the victory that overcomes the world. It is the protective barrier that quenches every fiery dart. I see how doubt acts like static, interrupting the warning signals I am trying to send you. When you are in doubt, you are unstable. But when you stand in faith, you are unshakable. I command you to exercise your faith muscles. Start with the small things. Trust me with your daily needs, with your minor frustrations, and with your unspoken worries. As you see me prove my faithfulness in the small things, your shield will grow stronger for the big battles. I see the way you look at your problems and feel overwhelmed. Shift your gaze. Look at me. Compared to my power, your mountain is a grain of sand. Stop measuring the giant and start measuring the God who is with you. I promise you that as you stand firm in trust, I will make you a conqueror. You will not just survive the attack, you will thrive in spite of it. I will give you the strength to quench every lie with my truth. Your faith is the key that unlocks the treasury of heaven. Do not let it drop. Hold it high. I am your shield and your exceedingly great reward. With me by your side and your faith firmly in place, there is nothing the enemy can do to stop you. Walk in the confidence of a child who knows their father is the king. My precious one, I implore you to stay watchful, for the enemy would love nothing more than for you to grow weary and distracted before the final seal is placed upon your heart. It would bring a profound sorrow to my Father's heart to see you miss the specific strategy I have prepared for your coming season of harvest. Your soul is parched, and I am the living water. Do not leave the fountain while your cup is still half empty. Listen closely, for the next movement of my spirit requires your full and undivided presence. My child, lift up your eyes and look at the fields. You see them. They are white, ready for harvest. The world is hurting, broken, and searching for hope in all the wrong places. I have called you not just to be a receiver of my grace, but an ambassador of my kingdom. Your life is not your own. You were bought with a price for a purpose. I see the world through eyes of compassion and urgency, and I want you to see it the same way. Every person you meet is a soul that will live forever somewhere. Why are you silent? Why are you hiding your light under a bowl of comfort? I command you, step into your mission. I see the fear of man that holds you back. You worry about what people will think, about being judged, or about being too religious. But I tell you, missing this warning affects more than just yourself. There are people whose eternity is connected to your obedience. You are the only Bible some people will ever read. You are the only God some people will ever see. Don't let your comfort become a coven for your calling. There is an incredible joy in participating in the gathering of the lost. There is a reward for the faithful servant who finishes the task. I see the gifts I have placed in you, the way you speak, the way you listen, the way you care. Those are not for your own ego. They are tools for the harvest. Use them. I am not asking you to be perfect. I am asking you to be available. I will give you the words to say. I will give you the courage to stand. I will go before you and open the hearts of those you speak to. The harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. Will you be one of them? Will you say, "Here am I, Lord, send me"? I promise you that as you join me in my work, you will experience a fulfillment that the world cannot imagine. You will see chains broken, lives transformed, and hope restored. You will realize that your own problems seem smaller when you are focused on helping others find the way. The time is short, my child. The sun is setting on this age. Do not reach the end of your life with your hands full of earthly toys and your heart empty of eternal fruit. Get into the field. The Master is calling, and the harvest is waiting. Your mission starts today. My child, I want you to look at the garden of your life. What is growing there? Many of my children are very busy with religious works. They attend meetings, they say the right words, and they follow the traditions. But I am looking for fruit. Works are things you do in your own strength, but fruit is what grows naturally when you are connected to me. You cannot try to produce love, joy, or peace any more than a branch can try to produce an apple. The branch simply stays connected to the vine, and the life of the vine does the work. I am the vine, and you are the branch. If you are not seeing a transformation in your character, it is because you have become disconnected from my presence. I see the struggle in your relationships and the tension in your heart. You want to be patient, but you find yourself snapping at those you love. You want to be at peace, but anxiety is your constant companion. This is the indicator that you have been trying to live life on your own terms. Love is the ultimate indicator that you have truly heard my voice. Not a sentimental love, but a sacrificial, divine love that sees people as I see them. I command you, stop focusing on your doing and start focusing on your being. Spend time with me, and my character will naturally begin to rub off on you. I want to cultivate kindness, goodness, and self-control within you until you don't even recognize the old version of yourself. I see the thorns and weeds that are trying to choke out the growth of my spirit in your life. These are the small compromises, the bitterness you hold on to, and the worldly desires that take up too much space in your heart. I am the divine gardener, and I am asking for permission to prune you. Pruning hurts for a moment, but it is the only way to ensure you become more fruitful. I want to cut away the dead wood of your past so that new, vibrant life can burst forth. I see the potential in you to be a source of shade and nourishment for others. When people encounter you, they should taste the sweetness of my peace and the strength of my joy. I promise you that a life transformed by my spirit is the most powerful witness you can ever have. You don't need a clever argument or a loud voice to change the world. You just need to be full of my fruit. People are hungry for something real in a world of fakes. When they see you remaining patient under pressure and joyful in the midst of trial, they will want to know the source of your strength. I am that source. I invite you to a life of radical internal change. Let me work from the inside out. Let the old ways of reacting and thinking fall away like autumn leaves. A new season is coming for you, a season of abundance and spiritual maturity. Stay connected to me, and the fruit will follow. My child, you must wake up to the reality that you are in a battle. This is not a struggle against flesh and blood. It is not about the people who annoy you or the systems that frustrate you. You are in a spiritual war against darkness, deception, and the principalities of the enemy. If you walk into your day without my protection, you are like a soldier wandering onto a battlefield in his pajamas. I see you feeling overwhelmed and defeated, and it is because you have forgotten to put on your armor. I have provided everything you need to stand firm, but you must be the one to put it on. I am calling you to take your post as a watchman, alert and ready for the schemes of the adversary. I command you, put on the armor of light. Start with the belt of truth. In an era where lies are everywhere, you must be buckled into my reality. If you don't know the truth, you will fall for every clever deception the enemy throws your way. I see the way your thoughts spiral out of control. That is why you need the helmet of salvation to guard your mind. You must filter every thought through the truth of who I am and what I have done for you. Do not let the enemy whisper accusations into your ear. When he tells you that you are worthless, remind him that I gave my life for you. When he tells you that you are alone, remind him of my promise to never leave you. I see you standing on shaky ground. Put on the shoes of the gospel of peace. You should be so grounded in my peace that nothing can knock you off balance. And most importantly, take up the shield of faith and the sword of the Spirit, which is my word. The sword is your only offensive weapon. You don't fight the enemy with your opinions or your feelings. You fight him with it is written. I command you to be bold. Do not cower in the corner hoping the battle will pass you by. You were born for this. You were created to be a conqueror. I am with you, and the host of heaven is standing behind you. I promise you that if you stand firm in my armor, the enemy has no power over you. He may scream, and he may throw his fiery darts, but he cannot penetrate the light that surrounds you. I am your commander, and I have already won the ultimate victory. Your job is to occupy the ground I have given you. Do not retreat. Do not compromise. The warning I am giving you is a call to arms. It is time to stop playing with your faith and start practicing it with the intensity of a warrior. You are protected, you are empowered, and you are destined for victory. Put on the light today and watch the shadows flee. My child, I want to invite you into a beauty that the world knows nothing about, the beauty of holiness. Many people hear the word holy and think of something cold, rigid, or boring. But holiness simply means wholeness. It means being set apart for a specific, glorious purpose. I am the Holy One, and I am calling you to reflect my radiance. When you live a life that is consecrated to me, you find a freedom that the world can never understand. You are no longer a slave to your impulses or the opinions of others. You are free to be exactly who I created you to be. I see you trying to fit in with the common way of living, but I tell you, common living only leads to common results. I command you, walk in purity in an impure world. I see the things you allow your eyes to see and your heart to dwell upon. These things are like dust on a mirror. They don't change who you are, but they stop you from reflecting my light. I want your heart to be a sanctuary, a place where I can dwell in all my fullness. Why settle for the cheap thrills of the flesh when you could have the ecstasy of my presence? I see the radiance of a soul that hath been with me. It is a beauty that does not fade with age. It is a light that draws people in and gives them hope. I am calling you to be different, not to be better than others, but to be available for me. I see the pressure to compromise your values just to get ahead or to be liked. I tell you, those who compromise their holiness lose their power. If you want to have an impact on the world, you must be distinct from it. You cannot change a room if you are the same color as the walls. I am calling you to a higher standard because I have a higher purpose for you. Every no you say to the world is a yes to my glory. I want to show the world what I can do through a person who is completely dedicated to me. I command you to take your sanctification seriously. It is not a list of rules, it is a labor of love. I promise you that the pure in heart shall see God. As you walk in holiness, your spiritual vision will become clearer. You will see me working in ways you never noticed before. You will hear my voice with more clarity. You will walk through the world with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are in right standing with your Creator. I invite you to a life of consecration. Let me wash you. Let me set you apart. Let the beauty of my holiness be seen in the way you talk, the way you work, and the way you love. You are my royal priesthood, a holy nation. Live like the royalty you are. My child, I want you to take a deep breath and let the weight of the world fall off your shoulders. You have been carrying things that were never meant for you to carry. You spend your nights worrying about the future, about the state of the world, and about the people you love. But I am the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I am the one who sustains the universe by the power of my word. If I can hold the galaxies in place, do you not think I can handle your life? Trusting in my sovereignty is the only path to true rest. I command you, stop worrying. Worry is an insult to my ability to provide and protect. When you worry, you are essentially saying that you don't believe I am in control or that I am good. But I am both. I am working all things together for your good, even the things that feel like setbacks or tragedies. I see the why behind every mystery in your life. You see only a few threads of the tapestry, but I see the whole design. I am weaving your struggles, your pain, and your victories into a masterpiece of grace. I command you to let go of the why and embrace the who. You don't need to understand the plan when you know the planner. I see you trying to force doors open and trying to control the outcomes of every situation. You are exhausting yourself. I invite you to step into my rest. Acknowledge that I am God and you are not. There is great freedom in that admission. You can stop pretending to be the sovereign of your own life. I'm the one who opens doors that no man can shut, and I am the one who shuts doors that no man can open. My timing is perfect, and my ways are higher than your ways. When you rest in my control, you can face any storm with a smile because you know the captain of the ship. I promise you that as you surrender your need for control, you will find a peace that surpasses all understanding. The warning I am giving you is backed by the power of the Creator. It is not a suggestion. It is a divine decree. I am in control of the timeline of history, and I am in control of the tiny details of your day. Trust me with your finances. Trust me with your children. Trust me with your health. I have never failed you, and I am not going to start now. Rest in me. Lean into my strength. Let me be the God of your life, and you be the child who is loved. Everything is in my hands, and my hands are good. Now that you have found rest in my absolute control, I am calling you to flow with the river of my provision to reach the thirsty souls who are still drowning in worry. I am the architect of your abundance, and I have placed resources in your hands specifically to build a foundation of hope for those who have lost their way. By becoming a member or giving through PayPal, you are not just supporting a video, you are positioning yourself as a conduit of my sovereign grace. I am the God who provides the seed to the sower, and I tell you, your bank account is not your source, I am. I will rebuke the devourer for your sake and ensure that your cruse of oil never runs dry because you chose to prioritize my kingdom. This is your divine appointment to prove my faithfulness in your finances. I command you, release the portion I have prompted in your heart and watch how I command the winds of favor to blow upon your life. We are approaching the climax of this sacred invitation, and I can feel the hesitation in your spirit. Do not succumb to the thief of procrastination now. It would deeply wound me to see you carry the heavy burdens of your past back into the world when I am standing right here, ready to trade them for my glory. You have traveled too far to retreat into the shadows of later. Stay anchored in my voice, for the final words I have for you are the ones that will secure your inheritance for all eternity. My child, there is a heavy chain around your neck that is keeping you from walking into the everything I have for you. It is the chain of unforgiveness. I see the names you have written on the list in your heart, the people who hurt you, the ones who betrayed your trust, the ones who walked away when you needed them most. You think that by holding on to your anger, you are punishing them, but I tell you, harboring bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It is only destroying you. It is blocking the flow of my blessings and stifling the breath of my spirit within you. I command you, release them. To give it I have given you. I see the debt you feel they owe you, the apology you are waiting for that may never come. Stop waiting for them to make it right. You make it right by handing the debt to me. When you forgive, you are not saying that what they did was okay. You are saying that you refuse to let their sin define your life any longer. I am the righteous judge, and I will handle the justice. Your job is to be free. I see the generational cycles of pain in your family, the bitterness passed down from father to son, from mother to daughter. I command you to be the one who breaks the cycle. Let the healing begin with you. I see the wounds in your heart that have turned into scars of resentment. You find it hard to trust me because you are looking at me through the lens of those who hurt you. But I am not like them. I am the God of reconciliation. I am the one who can take your ashes and give you beauty. But you must open your hands and let go of the ashes of your past. I promise you that the strength required to love your enemies is not something you have to find in yourself. it is something I will give you. As you choose to forgive, I will pour my love into the empty spaces of your heart. I invite you to a life of radical freedom. Imagine waking up without that heavy weight of resentment in your chest. Imagine being able to see those who hurt you with my eyes of compassion. This is the power of the gospel. If you miss this step, you will miss the fullness of the inheritance I have for you. Unforgiveness is a wall that keeps you in a prison of your own making. I am standing here with the key. Choose to walk out. Choose to release the debt. Choose to forgive. Do it today, not because they deserve it, but because you belong to me, and I have called you to live in the light. My child, come and sit with me. I want you to look at the wreckage you've been trying to hide from me. I see the charred remains of the dreams that didn't come true, the soot of the mistakes that keep you up at night, and the gray ashes of the years you feel you've wasted. You try to sweep them under the rug when I come near, but I am telling you, bring them to me. I am the only one who can perform the great exchange. I am the God who takes your mourning and gives you the oil of joy. I am the one who takes your spirit of heaviness and gives you a garment of praise. Why are you still holding on to the trash of your past when I am standing here with the treasures of my kingdom? I command you, hand over your ashes. Stop trying to fix what is broken and let me recreate it. I see the way you look at your life and see only a series of failures. But I see a testimony in the making. I have the ability to redeem even the most wasted years. I can take the very thing the enemy used to try and destroy you and turn it into the foundation of your greatest strength. I see the pain of your past as the soil for your future. Nothing is lost in my hands. I am the master potter, and I am not finished with the clay. If the vessel is marred, I don't throw it away. I reshape it into something even more beautiful. I command you to stop mourning over what was lost and start rejoicing over what I am about to do. I see the exhaustion in your soul from trying to carry the weight of your own regret. It is a heavy, dirty burden that was never meant for my children. When you give me your ashes, you are performing an act of total trust. You are saying, Lord, I can't make anything of this, but I believe you can. And I promise you, I will. I will turn your test into a testimony for my name's sake. I will make the places where you were wounded the very places where my healing power flows out to others. No failure is final when you return to my arms. I am the God of the second chance, the third chance, and the 100th chance. I invite you to put on the garment of praise right now. Praise is a weapon that clears the atmosphere of heaviness. When you start to thank me for what I am doing, even before you see it, the ashes begin to transform. I am pouring the oil of joy over your head today. I am washing away the stains of your struggle. Look at yourself in the mirror of my word. You are not a victim. You are a trophy of my grace. You are not a mess. You are a masterpiece in progress. The great exchange is happening even as I speak. Let go of the old so you can finally grasp the new. I am making all things new in your life, starting with your heart. My child, I must speak to you with the gravity of a father who sees the storm on the horizon. I see you wavering, playing with the idea of total commitment but never quite crossing the line. I am making a final appeal to your heart today. You must understand the reality of the day of the Lord. Time is not an infinite loop. It is a linear journey moving toward a specific moment of accountability. Why do you live as if you have forever to decide? I tell you, my mercy has a time frame and my grace has a season. The door to the ark stayed open for a long time, but eventually, I was the one who shut it. I am calling you to enter into my safety now, while the invitation is still echoing in the air. I command you, make your firm commitment today. Stop being the person who is considering me and become the person who is consumed by me. I see the way you look at the world and think you're missing out on something. But I am the one you will stand before when the world is nothing but a memory. Visualizing that moment of standing before the throne is not meant to terrify you, but to clarify your life. I want you to hear the words, "Well done, good and faithful servant." I do not want you to face the sorrow of hearing, "I never knew you." The difference between those two outcomes is the decision you make in the quiet of this moment. I see the deception of the enemy who whispers that you can have both me and the world's approval. He is a liar. The world is a sinking ship, and I am the lifeboat. Why are you trying to decorate your room on a ship that is going down? I am warning you because the window of opportunity is narrowing. I hear your excuses, the things you need to settle before you can be fully mine. But I tell you, you will never be ready. You must simply be willing. The later you are counting on is a mirage. I command you to choose this day whom you will serve. Do not let the door close while you are still standing on the outside looking in. I promise you that the moment you make the firm commitment, a peace will settle over your soul that you have never felt before. The struggle of the maybe is what is exhausting you. When you say a final yes to me, the battle for your soul is won, and the journey of your spirit begins. I am the way, the truth, and the life. There is no other path that leads to the Father. I love you too much to be vague with you. The time is short. The stakes are eternal. Walk through the door of my grace today. I am standing here, ready to receive you, ready to seal you, and ready to walk with you into the forever. My child, I want to lift your gaze above the clouds of your current circumstances. You are so focused on the now, the bills, the health, the politics, the daily grind. But I want you to start living for the then. I have prepared an inheritance for you that is so vast, so beautiful, and so perfect that your earthly mind cannot even begin to comprehend it. I am talking about a place where there is no more pain, no more tears, no more death, and no more separation. I am talking about the New Jerusalem, the home of the family of God, where you will see me face to face. Why do you let the temporary trials of this life weigh you down when such a glory is waiting for you? I command you, fix your eyes on the eternal horizon. I see the suffering you are going through, and I am not dismissing it. But I tell you, the suffering of this present time is not even worth comparing to the glory that will be revealed in you. You are a stranger and a pilgrim on this earth. This world is a tent, heaven is the mansion. Stop trying to make yourself too comfortable in a place you're only passing through. When you live with an eternal perspective, your current problems lose their power over you. You realize that you are just a few heartbeats away from a reunion that will last forever. I see the way you lose heart when things go wrong. That is because you have forgotten your inheritance. You are an heir of God and a co-heir with Christ. Everything that is mine is yours. I have reserved a crown of righteousness for you, and I am watching you run your race with the intensity of a cheering father. I command you to draw your motivation from the finish line. Do not look at the obstacles, look at the one who is waiting for you at the end. I see the loved ones you've lost who are already part of that great cloud of witnesses, cheering you on. You are not alone, and your struggle is not in vain. I promise you that every sacrifice you make for my kingdom will be rewarded 1,000-fold. Every tear you shed in secret is being kept in a bottle, and I will personally wipe it away. Living for the then changes how you live now. It makes you bolder, kinder, and more resilient. You can afford to be generous because you know your treasure is in heaven. You can afford to be patient because you know your vindication is coming. I invite you to live with heaven in your eyes and the world under your feet. The best is truly yet to come. Keep your eyes on the prize, my child. The inheritance is yours, and the King is coming to bring you home. My child, we have come to the end of this conversation, but it is only the beginning of our walk together. I have given you the warning. To miss me is to miss everything. I have shown you the traps of the enemy, the beauty of my grace, the power of my word, and the reality of your identity. Now, the choice is in your hands. But I am not leaving you to do this in your own strength. I am empowering you right now with the Holy Spirit. He is your comforter, your guide, and your power. Go and live differently. Do not go back to the shadows you came from. Walk in the light, as I am in the light. I command you, be a light bearer in a dark world. I see the fear that tries to creep back in the moment you stop listening to my voice. Do not let it. I have given you a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. I am blessing you today with a peace that surpasses all understanding and a strength that will not fail you. I promise you my abiding presence until the end of the age. I am not a God who visits, I am a God who dwells. I will be in your breath, in your steps, and in your very thoughts. When you are weak, I will be your strength. When you are confused, I will be your wisdom. I see the journey ahead of you, and it is glorious. It will not always be, but it will always be worth it. I am calling you to start the journey of everything today. No more looking back. No more maybe. Just a steady, focused walk with the one who loves you more than life itself. I speak my authority over your life, breaking every chain and silencing every lie. I speak my warmth into your heart, melting every cold place and healing every wound. You are my beloved child, and I am well pleased with you. I invite you to take my hand and never let go. The world will keep shouting, but you will keep listening to my whisper. The storms will keep blowing, but you will stay anchored in my rock. I am your Father, your Savior, and your friend. Our conversation never truly ends, for I am always with you. Go now, in my power and in my peace. Live a life that reflects my glory. Show the world what it looks like to be a child of the living God. I love you, my precious one. Now go and walk in the light. My beloved, as we stand together at the threshold of this final call, I ask you to look at the world through my eyes and see the urgency of the harvest. You have received the message of everything, and now I am inviting you to invest in the eternal inheritance of others by supporting the spread of this prophetic sound. Your super thanks or gift today is the manna that will sustain this mission, ensuring that no heart is left in the dark while the door of grace is still open. I declare that he who sows sparingly will reap sparingly, but he who sows bountifully will reap a harvest of joy that echoes into eternity. I will hedge you about with my protection and cause your paths to drip with fatness, because you stood with me in the hour of the final warning. This is the moment to move from being a hearer to a builder of my heavenly house. I command you, act with the authority of a kingdom citizen and send forth your seed through the links provided right now. Now that my word has been sown into the soil of your spirit, do not allow the birds of the air to steal the seeds of your transformation. It would be a tragedy beyond measure for you to hear my heart and yet remain unchanged, drifting back into the gray world of almost. I have given you my everything. Now, I watch with a father's hope to see what you will do with this grace. Walk with me into the new dawn, for I am not just your God. I am the one who will never let you go. My child, do not let this moment evaporate into the mundane, for the threshold of everything is beneath your feet, and the door is closing. I command you to seal this divine encounter by declaring your intent before the heavens and the earth. Reach out now and strike the ground of your heart. Type the words "I choose everything" in the comments below as a prophetic marker of your total surrender. This is not a mere digital gesture, but a bold, high-impact decree that you refuse to be left behind in the shadows of later. I am watching for your response, ready to ignite the fire of my spirit within your yes. Do not miss this. The harvest is ripe, and your destiny is calling.